invest and make that money while you sleep. I'm gone.
What's good? What's good? What's good, family? It's your boy, the Wall Street Trapper. Welcome to another episode of Trappin' Tuesday, y'all. All right, man, y'all know for sure, man, first and foremost, we got to thank y'all for just bringing us into your house every week, bringing us into your job, bringing us into your kitchen. Y'all know Jose like when y'all bring us in the living room and put us on the big screen. So we just want to thank y'all for that, man. We appreciate y'all for that. Y'all know that without y'all, there is no us. There is no Wall Street look like us now. There is no Wall Street Trappin'. There is no Freedom Center that has purpose. So we say thank you, thank you, thank you, man. We're going to applaud y'all one more time. All right, man, so as we get into this week, man, I just want to say, I got something on my mind, something on my heart, something that was really, I walked in and Jose had a name. And I said, nah. I said, I got something else on my heart. Because I was in my group this week and we was talking, you know, we've been talking in the group, we've been active in the Patreon. Shout out to the Patreon right quick, you heard me?
I'm in a bind.
Oh, no. Shout out to the money printers right quick. And I came up with this term in the group and I said, man, you know, a lot of times y'all just financially fatigued. You're emotionally fatigued. And that's from, you know, trying to navigate every wave in the economic market. Let me say that again. You trying to navigate every wave in the economic ocean. There we go. That's better. Right? You're trying to navigate every wave. Right? What a ship does is a ship doesn't try to navigate the wave. A ship makes sure that it's steady so it can ride the tide. Right? Like, so a ship not trying to like, oh, there go a wave, there go a wave, there go a wave, there go a wave. No, what a ship does is first, the captain of the ship understands the capability and the value of the ship. That's why he got the ship on the water. All right, that's first. Second of all, the captain has to have emotional fortitude to navigate the wave. And then the captain must have sense enough to understand the destination that he's going to face some storms. Right? So in order to be a captain, you got to take all these things into account before you even step on the boat. Right? But I noticed something. There is a thing called seasickness. Right? And I've heard about it many times. But it wasn't until me and my lady went to Anguilla and we had to take a boat from, I think, St. Martin, right? We had to take a boat and we was on a boat for a little minute, the boat going, boom, hitting the wave. And I'm looking, but I'm starting to see people get a little nauseous. And my girl like grabbed me tight and I said, man, what's wrong? She said, I don't feel good. I said, seasick. Seasick. But for me, I'm like, yo, like, okay. I'm like, it's a bumpy ride. Right? It's a bumpy ride. But what happens is the action and the commotion of the wave can cause some people to get nauseous. Now, the difference from being on a boat and being on the market, the nauseousness will make you tap out. Yeah. The nauseousness will make you start pressing buttons. The nauseousness will make you start seeing things and then you start anticipating things that happen that's not happening that make you start looking at your account. So now every candle that hits and goes against you gives you financial whiplash. That's the word right there. Financial whiplash, right? It's the after effect of a financial collision. That's it. Financial whiplash, right? It's the byproduct of a collision between your money and the market that causes you to feel nauseous. And then it causes an ache. But watch this. The whiplash leaves you with a trauma. So there's stages to it. And so it wasn't until we got off the boat that my girl felt better. You missed it. You missed it. Right? So it wasn't until she got off the boat that she said, my stomach is settled. But me, I'm like, all right. Like, I had to be there for her. I had to like, all right, babe, look, I got you. Chill. Make sure your legs up on you, right? So what happens is the commotion caused some of y'all, watch this, to get out of the market when you forget the reason why you got it in the first place, but you didn't take into account what you was going to have to endure. You didn't take into account what you was going to have to do. Now I'm not even talking about the market no more. Now I'm just talking about having a vision for your life that's better than the one you have right now. Well, it could be the market, it could be real estate, it could be a business, it could be whatever you want it to be. There's some things that you're going to have to endure, and the pressure will refine you. The commotion may cause nauseousness. Like, oh, watch this, watch this. Prerequisite to success. There's a caution. Watch this. The dream may cause nauseousness. Yeah. That's a collision when you put your money into the vision and then it collides with the reality of what it takes to get you there. And so now you just say, I'm gonna get off the boat. I'd rather just get off the boat. So when I was on the boat and I looked at certain people's faces, in my mind, I'm like, yo, if they could get off this boat right now, they would get off the boat. They would get off the boat. And so now you risk, watch this, watch this, watch this, watch this. You would sacrifice going to paradise because of the nauseousness, so you choose to get off the boat. Okay, let me reword that a little bit different. Let me say it a little different. The promised land is within touching distance. You can see it. In the boat, you can see the island that we going to. But the nauseousness has caused so much turbulence in you, you would rather get off the boat so you can see it. But what it takes for you to get there is so much, you'd rather get off. So what that tells us is, you got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You got to be refined. It's like when I look on social media sometimes, right? And so I can tell somebody, yeah, I paid $1 million in taxes, I paid $2 million in taxes, I paid this million in taxes, but everybody in the chat trying to tell me what to do to pay. Excuse me, have you ever paid that much taxes? Excuse me, do you have a CPA? Excuse me, do you have a tax strategist? Excuse me, I just want to know that. Okay, right? Why did I say that, Trap? Because on your journey, there are going to be people that will tell you how to deal with the nauseousness who never got on the boat. They got people that watch every boat go by. They got people who even sold stuff to people who got on the boat, but they ain't never had what it take to get on the boat. Now here's your problem. You really good at listening to people who ain't never got on the boat. Yeah. You good at listening to people who never got on the boat. As a matter of fact, you surrounded by them. You surrounded by people who only have dreams and who quit every time, and that's the people you taking advice from. That's the people you taking advice from. Financial whiplash. Right? Now watch this though. When we got off the boat and we drove to the hotel we was living in, I asked my girl a question. I said, was it worth it? She said, this is nice. I said, that mean it was worth it. Then when she got to the room, she was like, oh, babe, this is nice. And then we went to the restaurant, she liked that. And we went and did this over here, and she liked it. We did this excursion, she liked that. Walking on the beach, she liked that. Hot tub in it, she liked that. So that made me know it was worth it. Oh, y'all missing the analogy. You ain't catching the analogy. Surviving the whiplash to get to your dream, when you get to the dream, then you can heal. When you get to the end result, then you can heal. You don't got time to heal while you enduring. All right, let me say that again. Let me say it a little slow. You don't have time. I'm gonna change that around. You don't have the luxury to heal while you're enduring. That's called sacrifice. That's the war wound that you gotta show the people that follow you that's necessary so they don't think it's easy. So they know they gotta go through something to get where you at. So they don't get caught listening to people who never get on the boat. There's a scripture in the Bible that literally says, do you not count the cost before you build a tower? Now, most people think the cost is just monetary. You think the cost is just monetary. Yeah, people always think it's the monetary part. Right? But it's watch this. Ooh, it's about to be good right here. It's the emotional fatigue that's the most expensive. It's the mental whiplash that's the most expensive. Because the money don't have no feelings. It's the doubt that you have. It's the trauma from now when something go wrong and you don't want it to go there again. That make you second guess yourself. It's the regret. It's the hesitancy. That's the most expensive thing. That's the thing that can cost you the dream, even if you got the money. It's the doubt. It's the shit I go. Because there's a version of you that's fearless. There's a version of you that's willing to step into it no matter what. There's a version of you that's going to disregard all caution because you know that getting where you got to go at is more important than anything. But the financial whiplash will make you start second guessing yourself. The emotional trauma will make you start second guessing that move. So in order to get where you gotta go, I want you to say, yo, I just gotta endure it. The financial whiplash, y'all. Every version, every time you get to another level, you gotta go through it. It's a prerequisite. I want you to just start telling yourself that, yep, I've entered a new level. It's a prerequisite. I've entered a new level. It's a prerequisite. There's some things that I don't know. There's some things I don't know, and I gotta be cool with saying I don't know it, but it's necessary. And so now my goal is to go find people who know it, people who've been there, and I gotta ask them what it costs to learn from you, no matter what it is. Sometimes it ain't always money. Sometimes it's serving. We think everything got a cost. Sometimes it's serving. Somebody don't want your money, but your service is better. How do you bring value to the friendship? How do you bring value to the relationship? Some people so poor, all they got is money. Oh my God. Oh my God. That done went over your head. Some people so poor, all they got is money. There's some rooms you can't even get in with money, yo. There's some rooms that your money can't get you into. There's some people your money can't get you connected to. There's some lanes that money can't unlane. There's some rules that money can't help you break. Financial whiplash, y'all. These the lessons that we gotta learn. I was talking to a homie of mine yesterday. He was talking on the phone. And he said, bro, how you feeling? How you doing? What you got going on? I said, man, you know, I'm just navigating a space that I ain't never been in before. I'm just going through the ups and downs and navigating a place I ain't never been to before. And he said something to me. He said, that's where you belong. I said, ooh. He said, that's where you belong at. That means you're growing. And it made me think about something. When you get in those uncomfortable spaces, the worst thing we can do is lean on our own understanding. You ain't never been here before. You don't know what it takes. And before we go asking man what to do, before we go asking his mentor what to do, before we go asking somebody who we think got the best answer because they're our friend, we got to go ask the architect, the one that made it all possible for us to be here, the one that understood the desires of our heart and knew that we wasn't all the way right, but still said, I'm going to bless you with it. All you got to do is keep coming to me. So before you go ask man, before you go ask all them, get down and bump your head and ask the big homie, hey, bro, what does it take for me to succeed at this level? Lean not on your own understanding. One of my spiritual OGs told me something that was real good. He said, Trap, I just want you to know I ain't never seen the righteous forsaken or begging for bread, bro. Stay righteous, bro. So I'm going to take that same information and I'm going to give it to you. My word for you today is simple. For I know the plans I have for you, thus saith the Lord. Plans for you to prosper and not harm you. And it's something he told Joshua that was vital to me, that I live with every single day. He said, be not discouraged. Be not discouraged. And I want you to know that. No matter the financial whiplash, no matter the doubt, God doesn't give us the spirit of fear. You exactly where he needs you to be at. I say that again, you exactly. So don't doubt it. It's early in the year. You are exactly where he needs you to be at. Your problem is you keep thinking about what went wrong yesterday. You letting what went wrong yesterday affect what can go right today, what can go right tomorrow, what can go right next week, what can go right mid-year, what can go right by the end of the year, and you can have a 2027 that looks way different than the rest of your life. But the problem is you too anchored to 2025. You too anchored to December. You too anchored to what happened last Monday. You too anchored to what happened last year. The financial whiplash, you got to overcome that traumatic experience because you're right where he needs you to be. And the thing is, he needs you to be here so you can ask him what to do. Not that you can be here and ask the group chat what to do. Not that you can be here and ask your mentor what to do. Not that you can be here and ask your wife what to do. Not so that you can be here and ask your husband what to do. Not so you can be here and ask your friends what to do. Not so you can be here and ask your mama what to do. But so you can be here, get on your knees and ask him what to do. Because he's going to give you the blueprint. And we can go all down the list. He told Joshua, for I'm with you like I'm with Moses. He told Moses, speak. He told Abraham, I'm going to give your descendants. He told David, we can go down the list. You ain't no different, family. Made you in his image and likeness. So that means greatness is on you. That means you don't got to succumb to that financial whiplash. It's your boy, the Wall Street Trappin, man. Let's get it, man. Trappin Tuesday, episode 1. What, Jose?
176.
176, man.
Man, we moving on up.
Man, we been on a run. Hey, my apples came?
Moving on up.
My apples came? Hey, let me get that, dog.
I was saying, get my man in there.
Let me get that, dog.
Granny Smiths. How you feeling?
Bro, I'm feeling good, dog, if I'm being honest, bro.
Mm-hmm. The tax joint you said, bro. Hey, look, here's the crazy part. Everybody and their mama now doing taxes, and I'm like, yo, you couldn't even file my big baby toenail if I needed you to, for real.
Everybody and their mama been doing tax, bro. I don't know. I think that's the easy job, bro.
Everybody doing them joints.
Ice in there, cuz?
Like, nah, we ain't, that ain't what we do.
Ain't you fresh, go? Nah, black.
It's like, nah, we ain't doing that.
How you feeling, dog?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, man. You know, coming down, you know, off of this spiritual journey, this week spiritual journey, you know, we had.
I like it.
It was really good. Like, a lot of enlightenment.
Enlightenment?
Yeah, enlightenment. You know what I'm saying? A lot of gratitude in the space, you know, just being grateful for even just the little things that we sometimes forget. You know what I'm saying? Like, just waking up, like, every moment, like, every breath, for real, for real. You got people right now on ventilators. They would just wish to go through the problems we got going on right now. You know what I'm saying? They're in the hospital right now as we speak. Shout out to everybody who watching in the hospital right now. We should give them a shout out to
everybody that's watching in the hospital,
you know
man. We wish you nothing but...
There it is. That's good.
Number healing, number healing, number healing.
Hey.
Let's go, man. Shout out to the people right quick, man. Marcus J, let's go. Rams was good. Rand DMV was good. Torrey Smith was good. Yoshi was good. KT Tactical was good. Pascal was good. This not AI. Apex Capital was good. Will Mack was good. Paul Bricks was good. Chop Fella was good. Bro, why is it going so fast? Y'all supposed to have this right here. It's going too fast, dog.
You know that's what's going to happen. You got to put your finger on that thing, boy.
Wow, bro. I'm acting like I got a touchscreen right there, man.
You ain't got it.
Did I do it on here last time?
Nah, you had it on the laptop.
Damn. All right, let's go, man. Let me see.
You can still snatch and grab. I know you can.
I don't know how, man. Ad was good. Carolina Blue was good. Larry Morgan was good. Let's go, man. Destiny was good. Ryan Williams was good. Davion was good. Uncle T, what's up, brother? Carolina Blue was good. Freddie was good. Taylor was good. Stu Gotti was good. Man, look at Stu. I didn't know he was in the building, dog. Let's go, let's go. Broke No More was good. Stoney was good. Cheesy Bread was good.
You tried.
Shelly Booker was good. Yo. Bro, I'm trying to figure out how I stopped it last time, bro.
Bruh, we got the close-up on your face. It's just like...
Rams probably gonna take it, yeah. Bro, why I can't see, bro? Be Easy was good. Stello 76 was good. E Will was good, man. Wall Street Mac was good. Doug Perry was good. Rockstar was good. One Beauty Mark was good. I see you, Queen. Shazam was popping, family. K Dollar was good. I see my people, dog. I'm just snatching names. I'm trying, yeah. All right, I'm gonna get y'all through the show, man. I can't.
I got y'all later.
West the CEO, I see you, family. First generation millionaire, I see you. Y'all gotta slow down, bro. Don't Laugh Products, I see you, family. All right, there we go. That's a little better right there.
And then as soon as you say that, they gonna be like,
all right, I'm finished. All right, so what we got on the show tonight, Jose?
Talk to me.
All right, we got to talk about Trump. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, bro.
I'm about to say
Bro, this got to be the funniest dude ever, dog.
every episode, Trump season. For the next 4.
Bro, we was in a Patreon today, looking at the Trump speech from 2 o'clock. We'll never see this again in our life, bro. And you can take that good or bad, it's on you. I'm just saying,
Right. Never.
This is the funniest, most entertaining stuff I've ever seen in my life. Like, the dude literally got there and told the people, y'all should feel real lucky that I let y'all be in this room with me, here. Bro, I bust out laughing when he said that.
Every day, never a dull moment. Never. Like, what he gonna say today?
I said, did he just say that? He said, I'm playing. You know the fake news gonna say it. And then he said it again. Like, I'm
So he
playing.
doubled down.
Like I'm playing, but
I'm
y'all
serious.
really lucky to be in this room with me.
Yeah.
Like, y'all.
Nah, I'm playing, but yeah.
Somebody say, why do people say Trump is funny when in fact he's deranged? I think people just too emotionally invested. So I had a conversation and I said something today to people. And let me tell y'all how I really feel about this, dog. And I'm just, I'm 100% real and I don't care if people don't like me for this or not. Bro, like, check this out. There is not a president since I've been alive that has come to the rescue for black people.
Mm-hmm.
Not one. Not one. Not Republican, not Democrat, not none. So when people keep saying like, oh this, oh that, bro, every president come in here and wreck us a little bit more. Every one of them. We keep looking for man to be our savior. Oh, he did this. Oh, he did that. Bro, one of them, all they gonna do is undo something that the other one did. That's all. They get 4 years to realize what they want to go in there and do. They're going to undo something the other one did and say, I did that. Mm-hmm. Here's the real thing with him, bro. He just be saying the stuff that, like, we already know. And he egotistical, so everything is all right. Here's the problem. You know what we are in America? We so used to people lying to us and smiling.
Ooh.
That's what it is. We so used to people lying to us and smiling. We so used to people like, yeah, I got your back, and the whole while screwing you. Yeah, it's all good. I'm for you, screwing you. You so used to that.
That's good.
I'm just being real. So he gonna rub in people go, oh, you a Trump. It ain't about me liking. Bro, I don't like none of them because I know none of them ain't fuzz. I've really, in the Patreon, bro, I laugh at him all the time. I be like, bro, I say, bro, we'll never see nothing like this ever again. But because you know what the real goal is, bro? Get your money up, take care of your family the best you can. That's the real goal. Get your money up so you can take care of your family the best way you can. Teach your people how to make some money in the market. Teach your people how to do little simple things. Teach your people how to do something. Get your money up. I ain't saying, I don't like when people say, man, I made the most money under Trump. I didn't. I made a lot of money under Joe Biden. I didn't have no problem. Listen, them back-to-back 20-plus years in the market was phenomenal. I had my $1 million trade under Biden. I made $4 million in 1 year under Biden. I can't say I made the most money under Trump. That ain't my story. I made my most money under Biden. But guess what? It is what it is, bruh. On to the next. But we always in our feelings. And I watch people get in their feelings day in and day out. Bro, when I go by my girl, bro, the people in D.C., they high level be in their feelings about what's going on in the market. Bro, I don't know what they got going on out there in D.C., bro. The people in D.C. is high level in their feelings. I'll be like, yo.
Because it's like 2 to 3 degrees of separation. It's
bro, they
like,
in it, bro. And
yeah.
I just be like, bro, get your money up, bro. Let them people run this circus how they gonna run this circus, bro. Like, do your civic duty, vote for whoever you want, vote to get in, bro. Here's what I wanted to say. Here's what I want to say. Watch this, bro. When you learn the rules to the game, it don't matter who the players are. You so focused on who the players are when you should be understanding what the rules is. Once we understand the rules of the game, bruh, we can say, okay, bet. Here's the cycle we in. Here's the rules that apply to the cycle. Here's the next cycle we in. Here's the rules that apply to the cycle. Oh, here's the bear market we in. Here's the rules that apply to the cycle. Oh, here's the midterm year we in. Here's the rules that apply to the cycle. Oh, it's an election year. Here's the rules that apply to this cycle. Learn the rules to the game, and it don't matter who the players are because they not gonna change the rules. They're going to change the poor rules, but they ain't going to change the rich rules because the rich rules is how they build generational wealth. The rich rules is how they build legacy. The rich rules is how they do certain stuff and navigate certain ways. You know who? The poor rules keep changing because that's the rules that they allow them to change. You watch this. You can't touch legacy rules. Legacy rules been in play way before you. Matter of fact, you're a byproduct of legacy rules. Don't touch legacy rules. You can touch poor rules. You can't touch legacy rules. So, building you a corporation in Delaware, you're not going to touch that. I don't care where you at in America. You can be in Alabama, you can be in Florida. You can build your corporation in Delaware. You can't touch legacy rules. Being able to put your company in trust, you can't touch legacy rules. Being able to, gifting tax. Watch this. You can enhance the legacy rules. What's one of the first things Trump did when he came up? Oh, I'm going to up the tax that you and your spouse can give to a child. I'm going to up this that you can do this. You can enhance legacy rules, but you can't take away from legacy rules. But you can do whatever you want with poor rules. And if you don't think there's two different sets of rules, you tripping. You tripping. So when people get all out of bent out of order, oh, man, get out your feelings, man. Get out your feelings. Play the game. Do what you got to do. That's why they got certain rules in play. Go to Puerto Rico. That's a rule. That's a legacy rule. Go to Florida. Go to Wyoming. You don't got to live there. Go to Delaware. Why? That's a legacy move. Start a family office. Why? Help you with taxes. Legacy move. Nonprofit foundation. Legacy move. Be charitable. Legacy move. Buy real estate. Legacy move. You can't touch legacy rules. We get too caught up in who this is and who that is and who this is and this one and this one and this one. Man, I don't care who up, in my mind, who up next? Who up next? Because somebody gonna come after him. And you gonna complain about them too. You got 1 year down, you got another 3 years to go, and somebody gonna come after him. And guess what? They gonna do something crazy too, and you ain't gonna like that. And then somebody else gonna come up. Guess what? Get used to it. People didn't like Nixon, people didn't like Jimmy Carter, people didn't like Reagan, people didn't like Bush, people didn't like Clinton, people didn't like Barack, people didn't like Bush, people didn't like him, people didn't like Biden, people didn't like him again. Get used to it. It's the way the cards fall. But I can guarantee you this. From every president till now, there's a certain group of people that got rich, that added on to their wealth. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that. There's a group of people that got rich no matter who was in office. There was a group of people that increased their net worth no matter who was in office. You know why? They started learning the game. And they started, this is the rules we got to play. That's interesting. I'm glad I learned that. That's where they go learn the rules at, on the golf court. They go learn the rules doing social clubs. They go learn the rules there. That's why everybody will get a certain level. I want to go learn how to play golf. You know what they're trying? Know what they're really saying? It ain't that I just want to go play golf. I'm going to be where they write the rules at. I'm going to play tennis. I'm going in this cigar board. I'm going on this. I'm going to be where they make the rules at. They don't make the rules in the hookah bar. They don't. They don't make the rules in the hookah lounge. Ain't no rules getting wrote in the hookah lounge. They not. They not. No rules not being rewrote there. And the problem is when you, man, I was talking to Chris Johnson last night, bro, and he said something to me, bro, that was so powerful, bro. So we was talking. I was asking him about his watch company. So he like, yeah, man, you know, yada, yada, yada. We talking yada, yada, yada. Then I'm telling him about some things, just, you know, how we gravitate moving forward. And I said, say, bruh, success is one thing. I say, bro, but poverty, bro, is poisonous. I say, bro, it's a disease. I say, the problem is even when you become successful, it takes years to get healed from that disease. Even when you get money, it takes years, and I'm not talking 5 years, it takes years for you to get healed from the disease of poverty. And Chris said something, bro, that I almost threw my phone. He said, bro, a fish can't see water. I said, what, dog? He said, bro, a fish can't see water. I said, bro, immediately I got it. Essentially, bro, when you walking in poverty and you being in poverty and you come from that, bro, like, you think that's normal. So then when you get successful or when you get a certain dollar amount, that's the abnormality. That's the abnormality. Bro, I remember when I first moved in my crib, bro, real talk. When I first moved in the crib I got now, I was like, bro, it's too quiet around here. Why nobody ain't playing football in the front or nothing? Why nobody don't be sitting outside?
Why ain't hearing the ambulance and the cops?
None of that. Even when I had my condo, bro, I heard the ambulance. I heard that every now and then. I was like, yep, I got a view.
Mm-hmm.
When I moved, I was like, bro, it's super quiet around here, bro. This is crazy. I was uncomfortable.
Daytime
because a
birds.
fish can't see water. I said, Chris, boy, you done told me enough tonight with that. I said, bro, you don't gotta tell me nothing else, dog. I say, bro, that's what this conversation, I needed that bar. And I said, I gotta give you credit for it, bro. I said, but I'm gonna use that, bro. I said, bro, a fish can't see water? And that's what poverty is, bro. It's the disease that we can't see. But it affects us in everything that we do. And so we walk around the world emotional. We walk around the world angry. We walk around the world just mad, upset. Watch this, harboring feelings of trauma. And then social media don't make it no better because we just keep buying into watch this, we buy into anybody that trauma bonds with us. We buy into any rhetoric, we buy into any philosophy, we buy into any language that connects to our trauma that we can amen to, that make us feel like, I'm not alone. Instead of having the fortitude to say, nope, man, y'all tripping. I gotta go over here. Cause they talking different. Watch this. They talking what I don't know, but they talking what I need to learn. They not hearing what I'm saying. They not hearing what I'm saying.
Man, you cook so crazy on that joint. People like, hey, Jose, add the music. I'm like, nah, he good. Let him, you know what I'm saying? Using your bag. And that just started with just saying Trump.
Yeah, bro. And it's because our culture so crazy, bro. Like, I put a post up. They don't know, like, I like to do certain stuff for engagement. I put the post up, and I'm looking at the post, and the post was about the trade deficit. Immediately, people think you a Trump fanatic. When You don't even know what a trade deficit is.
Mm-hmm.
You don't even know what a trade deficit is. You couldn't explain it if I asked you to without looking at ChatGPT. And I'm not here to say you wrong or right, because there's certain stuff you don't, but what happens is the minute they see that name, trigger. And it's like, bro, like, you got to get out of that. Because when he gone, it's going to be somebody else. Come on. You know how many black people voted for Clinton and he did more damage than anybody. They even had a stupid rhetoric out like, oh, he our first black president. How? He sent more black people to prison than anybody in the history of America. But we, as a culture, he had more black votes than anything, bro. Bill Clinton. Look, he the Republicans. Mass incarceration. Guess who supported that bill? Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden. But you know what happened when you tell people about that? Oh, that was some years ago, that changed. No. They read that paperwork. So when I tell you don't nobody, when I say ain't none of them got your best interest at heart, you better believe that, man. Don't nobody got your best interest at heart like you and your family, like you and God. So do what's necessary. Play the game. Play the game. Because if I don't know nothing else, here's what I do know. In 1 year, that man done made more money than he ever made in his life. And not only is he made sure he good, he made sure his son's good, and he making sure you see it. He playing the game. He got Republicans and Democrats mad at him. He just keep playing the game. He going out with a bang. But you so caught up in, oh, why you saying his name? You better play the game. You better learn the rules. All right, let's get to the show, man. Somebody said, get divorced, you'll learn about the deficit.
Man, listen.
That was a good one.
God, please heal my nigga's heart. Oh, Lord.
3,000 people in the chat, Jose, you tripping. 3,000 people in the chat, Jose, you tripping, dog.
I already put it in the chat. You was just cooking.
You gotta tell me. You gotta say, hey, Trav, we got 3,000 people.
Nah, you was cooking.
Nah, you gotta acknowledge them, bro.
I acknowledged it in the chat. We good. Make sure y'all share this out. Shout out to each and every one of y'all, man. Y'all know how we do. Let's get it. It's time for that mantra.
Start with that mantra, man. Let's get that mantra going. How y'all feel tonight? Let me know in the chat. My bad, John. I went on a rant. My bad. I apologize. How y'all feel? All right, let's go. I am a certified Wall Street trapper. I'm confident in my ability to make great investments. The stock market is a machine that prints money, and I'm more than capable of operating this machine. Not only will I free myself, but my family will eat for a lifetime based on the information I apply today. I'm a money maker and a wealth builder. Today, I break all chains that anchor me to that poverty mindset. My ancestors will smile now because I've turned our last name into an asset. My family's purchasing power will increase indefinitely. Today, I make the declaration that no longer will I be a slave to money. No longer will our generation behind me inherit lack. No longer will I submit to selling my time for money. I am a first-generation millionaire. I am the architect of my family's legacy. I am a certified Wall Street trapper, and Wall Street looks like us now. Let's go, y'all.
Everybody's favorite part of the show. Charting with Trappin on the charts.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, your boy brought his iPad today.
I appreciate you for that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you for that. The other one was moving too fast. Which way you want up there?
Don't matter, bro.
We gonna make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, so we get to show the people how we, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
Live in effect.
Yeah, man. I need that, man. I need that. I like that. I like that. Golden Child, don't say no about time. I only missed it 1 week. Stop that. Don't do that. There we go. I like that one. We don't got the one that's spinning? All right, I like that one. I like that. I like what we got it right now. I like that. Yeah. There we go. There we go. I like that. I like that. I like that, bro. We on another level, dog.
Mm-hmm.
We on another level. All right, so we got our charge back, y'all. Let's get to it. Let me go down. All right, entertainment. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. Don't start with me either. Don't start with me. Don't start with me. All right, we screen sharing. We screen sharing with the squad. All right, we screen sharing with the squad. How we feeling? Oh, I see what we okay. I see what y'all doing over there. All right, so y'all know we gonna start off the S&P. Just simple. We still doing the same thing, man. Ain't nothing changed. It's real close. All right. Ain't nothing changed here. We getting real close. We getting real close to where it's gonna have to prove its point to us. Now we closed at 6. All right. We closed at 693. So essentially, bro, like I was telling the people in the chat today in the Patreon, I said 7,000 is also a psychological number. Right? And so if you notice, we have been real choppy. Now, this is a weekly chart. Look how choppy we is in this area right here. Like, I want to show y'all something. Matter of fact, I'm going to do it with this. Y'all could just do it like this. Like, that's been real chop. Like, that's what you call tight price action right there, y'all. That's real tight weekly price action, right? And if you notice, like, look at the difference between that and look at the difference between, like, this right here. You can see the difference in that, right? You see the difference in that? Let me know in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can see the difference in how tight that price action is. Like, that 7,000 is such a... That's such a psychological level. You can see, like, the markets is, like, hesitant to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they hesitant to be there, bro. So I'm real interested in seeing, like, I still believe that, like, once we see the 7,000, I think we're going to see something. I think we may see a little sell-off just because, bro. So anyway, For all my new people, we're gonna just bring them through this little run right quick so they can see. So what we have is this channel, and inside of this channel, we have some very important moments. And so we notice this was COVID low, then this is the high, then we bounced, right? Then we got I'm saying this as a joke, but on the strength of Trump, this is the Biden's market right here, right? This is, that's Joe Biden's stock market right there. So people be saying, you know what I'm saying? That's the Joe Biden stock market right there. And this is the Trump tariff low, right? If that makes sense, right? That's the Trump tariff low. And so in the process of that, what I want to show y'all is, based on seeing that, what we need to tell ourselves is we have to respect this top line. Notice we hit it right here. Oh, damn. Right, notice we hit it here, and once we hit it, the market fell down for 3 weeks, right? And so now we getting really, really close to it. So if I pull my line up, there we go. Pull my line up, we real close to it, y'all. We less than 1%. We close, y'all. And so when people asking me, like, am I going long on a SPY? I can't go long because it ain't worth it right now, right? I have to see what it's going to do. So in my mind, and again, I'm going to respect this trend line until I see different, right? I'm going to respect this trend line until I see different. And what I see is, and it's something I've said already, so it's not rocket science, and I think if you somebody that's on charts, you probably see the same thing or something similar. So the first thing I see, why my thing ain't show up? So this is my, oh, I know why. Shucks. There we go. So the first line I see us coming to here, maybe a little bit lower. I think this would be it. I think our first line would be like 650. I like that. And the reason why I like that is because, hear me out, it allows us to do a couple things. It allows us to come create an equal low, or, watch this, a higher low before we can come up. So it may not come all the way down. So my theory is, and again, this is just my theory, this ain't no prediction that's A1 in the books. My prediction is we got 2 areas to come to. So hear me out here. We got 2 areas to come to from this trend line. Watch what I say here. Oh, shit. Now, this first drop will give us about a 5% full pullback. Believe it or not, a 5% pullback will shake a lot of y'all out of position. A 5% pullback will take a lot of y'all out of position. Right? Now, next one, and I've been saying this for months, so this ain't nothing new. If you've been on the show, you can go back. The next thing is it come here to our Twin Towers. That gives us about 7%. Right? That gives us about 7%. Now, third case scenario here, we come here. That gives us about 13%. You know what 5% gonna do? Yeah, 5% shake a lot of people out. A 5% pullback, I have a lot of people stressed. Somebody said, bro, SPY is basically at all-time highs. Why are we even talking about this? Because we're gonna go through a few charts. All right? Just because you know don't mean we got new people tuning in every week, family. We want to help everybody out. Right? So I'm just telling you what I want to do is say, here we go, y'all. So I want you to look at So I want you to just put a couple things in your head. Now here's the thing, we just gonna respect it till something else happens. I'm gonna put this up for you right here. And I could be wrong. You dig? I'm with y'all. I want that thing to run. Right? I'm with y'all. I want that bad boy to run. But I also know healthy pullbacks are necessary. There you go. So there you go. 4713. That's what I see. That's the levels I see. Anything other than that, if we come back to the bottom of the line, that should, and I don't see that happening back-to-back years. I'm not gonna lie. I don't see that happening back-to-back years. If that happens, I'm gonna be like, damn, that's crazy. Right? I don't see that happening. And here's why I don't see that happening back-to-back years, Jose. Because we in a year right now. Now, I know how people think. Here's what people saying right now. Man, the numbers ain't real. Right? And that's cool. But here's what you do have. You have a Federal Reserve that's printing money. You're not going to get a 20% pullback from my perspective. I could be wrong here. When the Federal Reserve is printing money. You got the 20% last year. The Federal Reserve wasn't printing money. They was in QT, quantitative tightening. Now they printing money. So in QT, they was taking money out the market, right? They was taking liquidity. It wasn't buying assets. This year, they've started buying assets, right? And so because you started buying assets and you started putting money in the market, that means you're putting liquidity in the market. You're putting money in the market. So people are more aggressive. They can be cautious, but they'll still be aggressive if you are putting money in the market. Does that make sense? Right? Whereas when the Fed not putting money in the market, there's a tightness of liquidity. Right? And so now it's like, yo, so think about this. You know, Juvie said it. When you broke, you drove, huh? When you paid, you got buku places to go. That's the same as the market. When the Fed not putting money in the market, we broke. So I got to be conscious of where I'm putting my money at. I'm real like, I'm gone. I ain't doing that. But when the money flowing, and I know you about to hit us with another 40 billion, and you about to hit us with a overnight 16 billion in repos, and you about to do this, I'm going to say, you know what? Let it run a little bit. I'm going to pull back. So for me, I'm going to be honest, 13% is worst case scenario. I could be wrong. Nothing is 100%, but I feel 13% is worst case scenario, bro. I feel like it's worst case scenario. I can see 4%, 7%, I can see that happening. 10%, I can see that happening. 20-something% this year, I think Trump will come on TV and say, stop doing that. Basically, that's what he said today. Bro, y'all didn't hear what he said on the conference today? I know he got long calls on America, bro. I promise you do. In a Patreon, we were looking at it. That man said, why y'all be stopping the rallies? He said, we need a Fed that's not going to keep stopping the rallies, man. Because you're scared of inflation. Inflation. We got inflation coming up. Why don't you stop eating the rallies? Why don't you stop eating the rallies? We need the rallies to rally. I don't know. Affordability. Why don't you stop eating the rallies? That's what he said. I said, yo, did he just say this? We got a stock market at all-time highs. Why are you stopping? It could be higher. That's what he said. It could be higher. So we got a jerk in there who'll probably be out no time soon. And soon. I bring in $18 billion. Trillions with a T. Stupid Joe Biden wouldn't have gotten that. I said, this guy is crazy. I said, oh, he got long calls. He got to. He long on America. But guess what? He's a product, he's an American baby. He's a product of America. All he know is, this is real. Watch this. He has experienced a different America than us. It's easy for him to be long on America. You ain't long on America like that because you don't have a different experience than America. Come on, man. Only that dance. You gotta have a different, you gotta have a different experience when you got that kind of dance, bro. You had a different experience in America. So he long on it. He like, bro, we need a Fed in there that's not gonna panic about inflation. We got inflation down. We did this, we did that. Stop messing the rallies up. That's what he said. Stop messing the rallies up. Let the rallies rally. These are good American companies. Let them rally. Stock market hitting the high 48 weeks in a row, something like that, he said. 48 days in a row, something like that. I said, bro, B, where you get them numbers from like that, bro? But, so that's what I see with the SPY, right? I don't got to change it. That's what it is. All right, so now I want to go to the Qs for a second. Y'all trapping with me? Y'all trapping? All right, let's go. Let's go to the SPY right quick. So I drew something out for us. Look better on a daily. First, I'm going to take you to the weekly so you can see that was on the weekly. Damn. Let's go to the NASDAQ. So here's the NASDAQ. Here's what I see. This is real cool. This is real interesting. If we're looking at the NASDAQ, man, it's not hard to see this. So I say he's a liar. Shit, they all are. That's what I should be telling people. Like, they all are. Like, which one of them ain't lied to us, man? Joe Biden told you got to be on crack if you ain't smoking for him. I know y'all didn't let that go. Did we let that go? We let that go, right? We let that go. Joe Biden said that. You remember Joe Biden said that? If you don't vote for me, you must be on crack.
Nah, we ain't let that go.
If you black and you don't vote for me, you must be on crack. We forgot. We must have forgot that. We must have let that go. That went over our head. We ain't trip.
It was a 2-week window that.
Yeah, we ain't trip on that. We must have let that go. We forgot that. My bad. They forgot that. That was a joke. Oh, I get it. It was a joke. It was a joke. Okay. All right. I guess. Just saying, none of them ain't for you, fam. It's not a Republican or Democratic thing. That's the system you bought into. Yo, be an independent. That's a whole other conversation right there. All right, so anyway, so here we go, man. So if we look at the Qs, I just think that real sensitive topic right here. I think we are right on the precipice of something amazing right here. Come on, Jose, you heard that word. Don't act like you ain't hear that word, Jose. Come on, bro, you slipping out here, you heard me? You're slipping out here, dog. So we play the Qs. Still got some way to go before we go to all-time high, and if we just had to write some areas out, and I just do it on a weekly because it's just easier, to see if you somebody that swing like I swing, you get better confirmations from your weekly. You get stronger key levels off your weekly and your daily. You just get stronger key levels off your weekly and off your daily. And that's what I want you to do. But I got something real interesting on the cues that's real dope that I like, that I saw. Right here. This little base right here. Notice how 1, 2, you get a sweep right here, 3. So you got 4 wicks on this level right here at 23.039. I think that's going to be an interesting level right there. Now notice it breaks outside of your triangle. Right? I want to see if it bounces on that level right there. That's going to be interesting. That's going to be a real interesting level for me on the cues. My next level would be, I would want to see this right here. Why my chart stop? I would want to see that support there. I would want to see that right there. I want to see what happens right there. I want to see what happens right there on the cues. See what happens there. And that'll be interesting. Let's go to our daily and see how they line up. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. Why am I? There we go. That's amazing. You know why that's amazing? That goes right on that's right at my Twin Towers. Right on my Twin Towers, right on that sweep. That's why I go from weekly to daily. You can't miss it. That's why I go from weekly to daily. You can't miss it. Right? It just gives you real key levels that you can't miss. And so, yeah, we like that. I like those 2 levels right there. That's interesting. Those 3 levels, that's real interesting for me right there on the cues. I think that'll be interesting level. Let's move this up. Why that went out that far? Let me fix that. I pressed the wrong one. Like, this would be a great one here, but that's right by. We like that high right there. So I like those 3 levels on the cues. This last one on the Twin Towers is essential. So I like that. I really like that on the cues. Want to see if it go, but we also know tech. I want to show y'all something too that's interesting right here. I want to bring y'all somewhere right quick that's going to be interesting. Man, I ain't logging in with no passcode. You tripping, man. I want to show y'all this site that's interesting right here. You get to look at something. So this is a site I like to go to. First of all, I want to show y'all this. So right now, 42.5% of the country is bullish, right? Right? 42% of the country is bullish, right? 42% of the country is bullish, right? So that's the investor sentiment. So let's go a little further. And the site is AAII. I got a little membership on here. It's worth it. It ain't bad. Here's just some more detail for us. Again, so the end of January 13th, you have more bullishness than bearishness, and you have neutrality. This is how the market looks, right? So red means bearish, green means bullish. So just pay attention to that. Here's the sentiment right here, but the bull-bear spread. So the bull-bear spread is up to plus 10%. So you have, is that a 10% ratio between bulls and bears? Bulls are up by 10%. Also, if you look at the sentiment trend on the other side, you see it's up to 40%, which tells us that the market, again, is bullish, right? So that tells us something that's essential for us. So then we go a little further, we get to see like a overall historical lens. So What do investors feel, members feel like the market to be? So 42% say bullish. That's within the week. 42% say bullish, 27.5% say neutral, they in between, and 30% of people say bearish. Between the weeks of December 31st till now, you have 42%. So if we look from December 17th till now, the market has been bullish, right? So that's bullish sentiment, right? So if you look from December 17th till now, the market has been bullish. Now, I want to show you something that's real interesting. Notice how the decrease happened. It was at 33%, then 34%, then ended the year with 27%, then during the first week to now is at 30%. Right, so that's good. But then you go a little further and look at the historical view. Historically, people have been bullish right now. Look, 1 year, the market was really, really bullish right here. So that was just something I wanted to add, some more value I wanted to just add to us so we can see about that, right? So just understanding that website is AAII for that. So let's get back on the chart right quick, Jose. And then I got a couple of things I want to rock with them with, and then we'll go from there, you hear me? All right. So let's just look at a couple of things. We'll just look at a couple of things with the squad. So let's look at Apple right quick. I think this is essential because it has lost its spot to Google. Lost its spot to Google. So we look at Apple, man, we see we have a little gap right there, gap fill. So you may notice how on the same chart with Apple you have, and let's put this on here as well because this is going to be good for us to see. We'll add that. So notice we have this little gap right here. That's a liquidity pool. That's essential. That's essential. I think this is going to be critical. So this is going to be critical resistance right here. I want to see what happens when they get there. But notice something that you have. Somebody in the chat can tell me what they see on this chart that's real good. Can somebody in the chat tell me what they see on a chart immediately as soon as they look at it? Somebody in the chat right quick, tell me what you see on this Apple chart, something that stick out to you. Somebody tell me what stick out to them. Bear flag, I ain't mad at that. I see the bear flag, I see you. I see you. I see your bear flag. Watch this. I see your bear flag. I see you. I see you bear flag. I ain't mad at that. There you go. Watch this. Bam. Bam, bam. I see your bear flag. I ain't mad at you, bear flag. And here's the thing, two things can be true. So you got that bear flag in. Yep, you absolutely right. Notice it touched right at that gap. Right, we got right at that gap. Now, I don't know about fair value gaps. I don't know about them. I don't know about them. So I can't say yes or no. Right, that's not really the three white soldiers. So remember, three white soldiers got to be like this, fam. Your three white soldiers got to be like this. One soldier, two soldier, three soldier. Your three white soldiers got to be candle over candle. Right, so your three white soldiers got to be candle over candle, but you do got to shoulder, head, shoulder. Right, you do got to shoulder, head, shoulder. That turns into that gives you your bear flag as well. So that's what made me come here and say, does it come up? Does it meet resistance? Does it come up, meet this resistance right here, come back into the gap, come back down, and does it come here and take this line right here for support at 244? Does that make sense to everybody? Now, not saying we can't do this now. What you want to do, if you bullish on Apple, you want to see it come up. You want to see it get on top of this resistance. And then you want to see it, start going up. And then from here, your next avenue would be to get above this shoulder right here. So if you're here, you want to see it climb up. Once it climb up, you want to see it climb up. You want to see it get on top of that resistance. You want to see it do whatever it got to do to get back on top and reclaim. If you're looking at Apple, you want to see it reclaim 277. But if not, you want to, you can't take this out the picture either. Does it come back? Does it hit this resistance? Because old support becomes new what? Old support becomes new what? Resistance. So then that new gap fill in, does it use this as sell size? So does it take the orders here and push down? So you know they ain't gonna go straight down. And then I'm not gonna lie, if it does go down to 243, I wouldn't be mad at getting in at 243 on Apple because now you get a support bounce. Does that make sense to everybody? We trapping or we trapping? I like it, 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 I like it. Let's try to do one more before we go. Let's look at PLTR. Let's see what the people like over here. So when I look at Peloton, I say Peloton. I don't know why I'm thinking about that. Damn. I don't know why the hell I'm thinking about Peloton. Damn. I think it's my girl asked me about it. So when I look at, I'm about to say it again. I'm about to say it again. Man, let me bite my apple, man.
It was like a remix of Palantir and Peloton too the first time.
So when I look at Palantir, if you think about this is whipsaw. This is a big whipsaw. This type of energy right here is what wear investors out. Cause you ain't make no movement. Right? You ain't make no movement. Look, my lady in the chat. Hey, babe. Right? So you ain't make no movement. And that's the whiplash that wears people out. Right? It's straight. And so you got to be an investor and you got to tell yourself, oh, now you probably ain't see it on this side. You probably ain't see it on this side. Right? But then, because it got to this high. But once it got to this all-time high, you like, wait, I see what's happening right here. It ain't doing nothing. So when I look at this, here's what I see. That's what I see. I see a wide range that's wearing investors out. And here's why I can say that. Look at where it come from. Look at this stage 2. This stage 2 is amazing. Even to here. That stage 2 is amazing. But then you just go into this wide whipsaw range. Right? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? That stage 2 is phenomenal right there. But then it just get into this whipsaw range in this consolidation phase. And that is what a lot of people get whipped at. Right? Because, and this is how we know it's whipping people. Because, let me get this off. You can easily say, I see this here, and I see this here, and I see this here. So that's what, y'all? What do we see that? What do we call that? What do we call that? You have what? Right? Right? But then you also can say, I see this, and I see this. You feel what I'm saying? That's how you know you are being compressed. Right? And so we need Peloton, I said Peloton again. We need Palantir. I don't know why it's on my brain like this. We need Palantir to come up out of this range. And so we are in a play right now. We've been in it for a while. We just needed to come out of this range, y'all. This is one, I'll be honest with you, like, there's only one or two things that this would do for me that would make me say I will move forward. It would have to break this, which is 198, or on the flip side, it has to break this. Why am I thinking hitting? Because I'm going to tell you why. Even if it breaks this here, even if it breaks this, it still can come here, right? Because it showed us it's been there before. So that still don't tell me we come into the downside. So even if it breaks this, that still don't tell me nothing. It'll have to break this for me, or it'll have to break this for me. Anything else, you just doing this. And I wouldn't get caught up in that. I wouldn't get caught up in that. And because we see it from here. I wouldn't get caught up in that. So for me, for Palantir, you either gonna break 146 or you gonna break 198. Because from here, it can come back down and say, yep, 146, find support, and guess what? But if it breaks this, we know we got momentum. We know it got momentum. So if I'm looking at Palantir, god damn. I'm going to tell Nat, don't tell me about Palantir no more, because she got that stuck in my head.
Peloton.
Yeah, she been talking about Peloton, and it's in my head, bro. So if I look at that, y'all, I'm just not getting in that. I'm just cool with sitting out of it. You either got to break 198 or you either got to fall past 146. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of what I have, y'all. Let's get to the show tonight. I hope y'all enjoyed that, man. That was a nice little breakdown to bring the chart back to us. I hope I gave y'all some game on that. Palantone. I hope I gave somebody some help on that just with those couple ones. Literally yesterday. Yeah, because it's just in my head. You know what I'm saying? Because my baby on her journey, man. So I want to see her get to it, man. She on her journey. I love it. I love supporting her. I love being up for her. You know, we going crazy in 2026. So let's get to it, man. Hope I helped y'all out with that, man. Hope I helped y'all out with that, man. Hit the like button. Let's get 4,000 people in here. So yeah, man, I hope I helped some people out with that. All right, let's get to it, man. What we got, Jose? Recession portfolio. Yep. Come on now. We might got a Trappin. Why it look like that? It look crazy. All right, so we had some new rules, man, going into the year. We cut some old plays that we just said, yo, we going into this the right way. So we started off the year. We've been starting off the year like we've been striking their tail this year. I ain't gonna lie. Early on, we got on some good plays. Kind of broke even on. Took a small win on one. Cut a couple plays. But I implemented some rules in the squad, man. And I think that Patreon really been. I think the Patreon really been like, yeah, bro. So we've been doing I've been telling them, yo, like, check this out. So you know, as you go through different things on this journey and as you become better and as you evolve and every experience should teach you something. And so one of the things I started studying more of was just financial trauma, but then I evolved it to something. Now y'all gonna start using this, trade trauma, right? And what trade trauma is, the trauma from a previous trade can make you hazardous from being great on your next trade, right? The trauma from your previous trade can make you hazardous from the greatness in the trade that you have before you. And I want everybody to understand this, right? Instagram, social media, everybody, I follow this one candle and make $1 million. Oh, I found it. Man, shut up. Shut up. Right? And what we got to do sometimes is watch this, y'all. We got to get out of the idea of thinking that, and I'm about to say this, bruh, that trading is just an easy game. I've been studying some of the greatest traders of the game, and they all say that, especially like the ones I've been studying, they all say the same thing. They like, bruh, you know, it can take a toll on you, right? Because, and especially in this market when, now, one of the things I will say is we are in an era right now where never has the market been so sensitive to a president, right? Like the one thing about the previous presidents was like, they wasn't so vocal on, you know, social media, like using the leverage of social media. You know what I'm saying? So we got a president now that's like, he leveraging everything he doing. And so it's sending the market, you know what I'm saying? So, and I never want y'all to get, and I was just studying this thing called trade, something I came up with called trade trauma. I'm like, oh, I like that. And it's consistently putting things in place. And so as I studied the greats, one of the things they said was, every one of them, they said something that stuck out to me was, my rules keep me sane. I want y'all to write that down. Right? I want y'all to write that down. My rules keep me sane. Right? I want y'all to write that down. That's going to be important. My rules keep me sane. And so I told the trappers this year, I said, you know what, bro, we're going to do something this year. I want to implement something with y'all this year is, this year, because we swing trade, we going to preserve capital. So I said, if you're new to the group, and you're new to how we trade, make your stop loss at 10 to 15%. You've been rocking for a while, you go 25, but 30 is your max. What happens is you still got 70 to 80% of your capital. And it's because we swing trade, and we have dates out, that's 4, 5, and 6 months. So, you know, that it may be tighter if you was a day trader. It may be tighter if you was a scalper. It may be tighter if you was in that range. But because we out, you know, 4, 5, 6 months, I'm like, yo, 10 to 15% if you brand new. And what happens is you can cut that and still have 85% of your capital. You like, all right, cool. But if you in a play and it goes down, you know, 60%, 70%, like you stressing. And that's where the trade trauma comes in at. Because now every candle that doesn't tick your way adds more stress on you. Right? Every candle that makes that trade go from 50% to 55%. From 55%, then Trump come out and say something. They go from 55 to 75. Every candle that keeps the trade pushing it down more causes, watch this, what I'm about to say, it causes anxiety. It causes stress, right? And it'll keep you from focusing on the next trade. But also, you got the money tied up in this one trade. Now you can't go to the next trade. So now you watching the trade go against you, and then you like, damn, I can't even get into the next trade because all my capital tied up here. Or because you got capital tied up here, you like, bro, I don't even want to get in no more trade. So what I want to do is say, all right, y'all, like, let me help y'all put some rules in play, right? So we can relieve the stress. So we can relieve the stress. And so now, if you say, all right, bro, if it hit 10, 15%, bro, I'm out, like, I'm good. Bet, that's cool. There's no more stress on you. You still got 90% of your capital. You still got 85% of your capital. That's enough for you to get in the nut 2 plays. You like, bro, I'm good. Like, I ain't even tripping. And then if it comes back to an entry level, you can say, but I can get in. And if it comes back to this level, then I can get back, I can re-enter. Now you have re-entry rules. If I get out of a play that hits my stop, when do I get back in? Yep, what is the criteria? Watch this. I want you to write this down. If I get stopped out, what is the criteria for me to get back in the same play? Watch this. The word I'm about to say here is going to be essential. This part of what I'm about to say is critical. That relieves me from chasing. right? So that's saying, if I get stopped out right here, no, the next green candle I see does not mean get back in. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Pascal said the lowest trade I ever been in down was 85% and it bounced back with a 50% profit. It took vibrant. Listen, I've been there before. And here's the thing, every trader has been there before. You ain't real with yourself. You say, bro, they had one of them that got all the way away from me and I just couldn't let it go. And it came back. It happens. Right? So you tell yourself, all right, if I get stopped out don't mean I don't never got to trade this play again. Stop out mean, all right, bro, it hit my stop. Whatever, something could have happened. Trump could have said something, did whatever. It just happened to us in the GD play. We got stopped out early in the week. We had the perfect entry. Got stopped out because of the defensive stuff he was talking. Stock ran up, did what's called price discovery, hit a new, then came all the way back down $2 from where we originally entered. The next day, I say, hey, we re-entering right here. Why? Trade rules is not more than 5% from where I originally got in at. So because it's not no more than 5%, and this is rules that you can write down. Because it's not more than 5% while I originally got in, it's still in my criteria. If it passes 5% from my original entry, now I'm chasing it. I'm giving them game, and I don't know if they're paying attention to it. Now the same play right now, 2 days later is up 15 grand. Right? So we added App Loving today. GEV, Goldman Sachs, both of them are down. Probably like, I think the Goldman play is down like 10%. Where's Shelby at? We rocking. We rocking, Shelby. We rocking. All right, let's go a little further. NVIDIA is kind of killing us. I ain't gonna lie. That joke is killing us. But we got Palantir. We got the Reddit play, STX, and we added the TELL play today. So these are all 1, 2, 3. I mean, we added Reddit. We added STX yesterday. We added Reddit, I want to say Friday. We add TEL today. So those are the plays we in right now. We did cut the CrowdStrike play, and we cut one more play we cut, though. What play did we cut? JP Morgan. We cut JP Morgan early this morning. So, out of here. Let me go. Gone. We good. I was on live and somebody said, Trap, it hit our stop. I said, hold on, y'all. Hit the stop. Right? It came down, watch this. From there, it came down another $5, $6 from our stop. You know how much mental stress that would have been on somebody's brain? Like, damn, bro. Now watch this. They wouldn't have been able to get in the TEL play or the app play if they would have, because now you sitting there. Right? So for me, it's like, bro, like, let me help my people just say, all right, bro, let me help you preserve the capital. I would rather you have, now again, because we swing trade, we gonna go 25, again, if you new to it, 10, 15, get out of there, you good. But as long as it's still within the parameters of that, you good. And 20% ain't a bad. 20, that ain't bad. It's because you still got 80% of your bread. That's another play you can get in. So that's just the mindset I want to have. Yeah, we said about the Lily play, and we took profit on the Lily though. So we made profit on the Lily play that we was in. We didn't lose on. We made a small profit on the play, and I wanted to get back in at 1088, but I didn't. So we was in a Lily play. We took our profit on a Lily play. Small profit, we took it, I think it was like 8%. We got on it 8, 9%. Came down, we got out of it. We never got back in. I wanted to get back in today. I'm not trading options on Robinhood. I'm on E-Trade. I wanted to get back in today at 1088, but it hit 1088 and then came right back down. So we didn't get in it. So if you want to come join the Patreon, come join us, man. We've been really in good position with some things, really been cool. And they got 2 more plays I want to get in that I'm really looking at. There's 3 more plays. AVAV, it got right to where we wanted it to get at 377. It got close to like 374. Fell off a cliff. I say, yep. That's the, and then another play, CLS. We was looking at that. I told him I wanted to get in it. And then it ran up so fast, I was like, I ain't about to chase it. It was up $15. I was like, can't chase that this late in the day. And then there's one more I won't get in, PWR. So those are some ones I won't get in looking at that. So definitely, man, you want to come join the Patreon, man. It's a dope group. It's a live group. You know, we rocking out. You know, we're going to navigate. We're going to be better. We're going to be, you know, we're going to be better this year. And then we are adding another tier for $99 a month, where that tier will have, it will come with, oh yeah, if you're in Master the Triple Beam, we're going to do our call this Saturday. I owe y'all 2 calls this month. If you're in Master the Triple Beam, I owe y'all 2 calls this month because I didn't do one last month. But we're going to add the $99 tier if you want to be a part of that. The upgrade coming, so it's going to come with 1 charting class a month. It's going to come with 1 trade audit class a month. And it's going to come with the regular Q&A that I do with them. So have one charting class, so you'll get a, you know, class, maybe an hour, 2 hours on some type of charting scale. Be me or my guy Rob, maybe even bring a Sean in there, show some that, you know, have different people coming there.
Always tell them, turn on y'all notifications.
TEL is blocked out. Gutter CEO, TEL is blocked out. Do you see a date on that, Gutter? You don't see no date on Reddit, STX, or TEL. Chill out, man. Come on. Flush Gutter. First time we ever flush somebody in the chat, Jose. Flush Gutter CEO. Flush Gutter CEO. Flush Gutter CEO. And that's my dog, you hear me? So we have a $99 tier that's coming. So, yep, salute to that. Let's go, man. We added 3 positions to the buy and hold, y'all. We added 3 positions to the buy and hold. It's our first 3 positions. We added fixed, we added gold, and we added ITA. It's our first 3 positions to the buy and hold. Ashan, we up 1.28%. Ashan, we are beating the S&P, Ashan. Come on, bro. Come on, Ashan. We beating the S&P. You know, for this, we start over every year. People been asking, we start the Freedom Index over every year. We start from scratch, and the goal is to beat the market with no more than 10 plays. No more than 10 plays. This all buy and hold. It's not options. It's buy and hold, buy and hold, buy and hold, buy and hold, buy and hold. And that's the goal. No more than 10 to 12 plays in here, and that's it. So we have fixed, gold, and ITA. Got some more names I won't add, but with this I got cause you show everything while we paying. So go back a little bit, Jose. Let me see something. Go back a little. Go back. Tell them go back. Do you see Reddit? Do you see STX? Do you see TEL? Do you see the dates on those? Do you see the expiration dates on those? No, you don't. I don't post the dates until 4 weeks out. And then you paying for the community. So here's the thing. You don't gotta pay. You can leave. That's cool too. If you ever feel like you ain't getting properly treated, or you ever feel like you ain't getting your overvalued, bro, I promise you can leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I promise you can leave. All right, let's get into it, man. Let's get into our word on the street, man. Yeah, I promise you can leave, fam. It's all good. And it's love. It ain't no love loss either. All right, so the best performing stocks of the first 26 days of 2026, man. Valero, Lam Research, SanDisk, SLB, Microchip. Now, that's a sleeper for me. That Microchip, MCHP, I was like, dang. Moderna, Micron, Cinti, Halliburton, and APTIV. I said, bruh. And I'm not gonna lie, I saw the SanDisk, but I'm just like, bro, I can't chase that. right? Like, I'm not gonna chase nothing that's always in price discovery. You feel me? Now, I will say this. One of the ones I am mad at is Lamb Research and L. Harris, because they was on my list. They did not dip. They just ran up. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. So, yeah. Saying this, wait for me to get it. I'm with you, Shazam. God, dang. All right, let's go a little further. All right, so the 10 top largest companies in the world are now worth a combined $26.49 trillion. Notice that Google has overtaken Apple. Now, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Because Google just hit $4 trillion. I'm gonna be real with y'all. It's a mark my word moment. Write me down, Jose. Write me down, Jose. Write me down, Jose. Google gonna be the #1 company, most valued company in the world this year. Mark my word on that, Jose.
Talk to me. Why you get that?
Somebody say, I can't chase that, but he's covering SPX and NDX. I don't have no option trades in SPX and NDX. The reason why I cover SPY and QQQ is because those are the two big markets. So you always cover the bigger markets to give people an idea where the overall market is going. I should have covered IWM2 to talk about where the small caps are going. That's just common sense. Common sense says that you have people in here that probably not that great at charting, that are not great at looking at the market. So common sense says for me as someone who is showing people what's going on, it's easy to show people, hey, here's the SPY, here's the NASDAQ, here's where they at, here's some buy levels that you need to be looking at. And I should have covered IWM2, which is a Russell 2000. That's just common sense. And it's also common courtesy for my viewers. So I ain't say nothing about I'm about to buy this here. If you actually listen to me, you heard me say it'll hit this trend line, I think, and it'll come down to these points. Maybe you're not listening to that point. Maybe you're not listening to that. Maybe you're not listening to that. Because I don't think you ever heard me say I'm about to get in right here. But you know what? You're right. That common ain't common.
Back to Google. Why you say they're gonna be the most valuable?
Well, I think because here's why. I think that NVIDIA, I think the market's switching leadership. I think that the market's switching leadership. I think the market's switching leadership. I think the market has, watch what I'm about to say here, bro. The market switches leaders, bro. It does it all the time. It's still not saying that NVIDIA not gonna ride. I just don't think, you gotta think about it, bro. Like, George, why you set up like that? I think that Google has positioned itself, and I talked about this a while back. So everybody had this open AI, this is it. This is the one. But the reason why NVIDIA took off like that, it's still the Michael Jordan of the game. But now the competition is heavy. It was light years ahead of everybody. So you had no choice but to spend your money with them. But now people are saying like, think about it. Apple today said, I'm gonna go with Google Gemini instead of ChatGPT. That's a major blow. Google saying, you know what? Man, we're gonna make our own chips. We ain't doing that. Tesla saying, NVIDIA, we not about to get your chips. You got so many AVGOs saying, you know what, we about to make chips that's better than them, and we can do it. We can compete with them. So it's not saying that NVIDIA is still not going to run. What it is saying, though, is that, there's more competition, just like Tesla. Tesla ran when it was the only EV maker. And then you got word that, hey, them people in China got this thing called BYD. They now selling more Teslas than you. Matter of fact, your car ain't even good over here no more. And guess what he said? He good. He said, guess what? We about to pivot. We going out of space. I ain't about to play with y'all no more. I'm about to go out of space right quick. So I think Google has positioned itself. And so when my girl Lorraine, who is in the group, every time I see Google, I just got to tell her I apologize. Because we had the perfect entry, 308. And then for some reason, I said, man, you know what? We're not going to make no trades for 2 weeks. I'm not going to make no trades for 2 weeks. I'm going to let the market close out. Thing shot past 308, came back down to 308, said, hey, y'all want to get in? I said, nah, I ain't getting in. I'm going to get in the new year. It said, you sure? I said, I'm sure. Took off to 330. Yeah. Yeah. Did that to us. So I think while everybody loves NVIDIA and we understand what it do, you got to think about it. It hasn't moved anywhere since earnings. With a crazy beat, it ain't went nowhere. It ain't went nowhere. Jay Young said, I made it for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like, Google, and I said it even before that. Once they dropped that Gemini, it's like they told the world, they dropped the Nano Banana, and then they dropped the Gemini. I said, they just told the world, bro, like, OpenAI ain't got nothing on me. One, we don't need to borrow no money from nobody. We don't got to make no deals with nobody. When we go partner with somebody, we make big partnerships that make us a lot of money. They got all that money coming from YouTube. They got all that money coming from cloud. They just built for it. And I think and I said something last year. I said, I think Amazon gonna have a pretty good year, but I still think Google gonna lead the Mag 7 this year. So they only a $500 billion behind at this point. They only a $500 billion behind. Because Google now worth $4 trillion. Oh, they give me that entry. I'm gone. I'm loading a boat. Let's go a little further, man. All right, Alphabet is officially the world's second most valuable company. NVIDIA worth 4.5. They now worth $4 trillion as today. Apple worth 3.8. Microsoft worth 3.5. Amazon at 2.6. TSMC at 1.6. Meta at 1.2. Broadcom 1.5. Tesla at 1.4. Let's go, man. Let's go a little further. All right. Here's some of the IPOs that could be coming in 2026. You got SpaceX going for $1 trillion. OpenAI, 800 and something billion to $1 trillion. ByteDance, 480 to 500 billion. Anthropic, that one gonna be key. Databricks has been positioning itself to come out for the last 3 years and hasn't. Stripe, that's gonna be entering. Revolt and Canva. Interesting. A lot of people use Canva. So let me see in the chat right quick, which 2 IPOs would you be really interested in getting in? Crowd pleaser, thank you so much, family. I appreciate you. Which IPO would you be interested in getting in? SpaceX, OpenAI, ByteDance, Anthropic, Databricks, Stripe, Revolt, Canva. SpaceX, yeah. I think SpaceX and Anthropic would be the best 2 to get in, but I'm going to say something, Sean. My sleeper would be Canva.
Canva? Why Canva?
My sleeper's Canva. Watch this. Almost every content creator uses Canva. That membership that they got is quiet. That recurring revenue model is quiet, but it's packed. I think it'd be a good mid-cap stock, bro. It'd be a good mid-cap stock. I think it'd be a quiet killer.
And they got a lot of in-app purchases too.
Yeah, them
It's a
in-app
lot.
purchases, they got the recurring revenue model to get you locked on first, and then it's the in-app stuff to unlock this, unlock that. They keep upgrading, they added AI to it, bro. I'm telling you, if you go on like when I be seeing the Instagram people creating their content and the TikTok people, they be like, go on Canva, I'm like, oh. So if they IPO, I'm not gonna lie, I would be interested in seeing that.
Wait, so you don't think there's no competition that can beat out Canva, like at all?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think about this. Content creators, they like what they like.
Mm-hmm.
They like what they like. You
So
be like, yeah, I can do this. You be like, yeah, but I've been using Canva for however long. All my templates set up in here. They not with the, man, I'm gonna go to this app. I've been using Canva. This is what I'm using it. All the updated features. This is what I'm rocking with. I'm telling you.
And then somebody said, what about AI taking them out? They got so many AI integrations.
They got AI in it.
It's so many different AI integrations.
Yeah, they got AI all the way in.
They're like, oh, we see what y'all doing.
Yeah, like that's why, bro, they keep innovating.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is, what I like that they do is, I've learned this, what they do, they get the content creators, they give them sponsorships, and that's why I say, oh, that's the old Lululemon business model. Y'all didn't even catch that. That's the Lululemon business model. So I like SpaceX. I think SpaceX and Anthropic are key. I think Databricks may be good. I don't know how I feel about Stripe. I think they'll run into conflict with like PayPal and Affirm. I think they're going into a crowded industry, but I think that digital banking with the other one, I think them SoFi, I think that's already a crowded space right there. Databricks, I know about them, but got a lot of data AI infrastructure plays out there already. I think Canva, I think SpaceX, Anthropic, and Canva will be my sleeper of the group.
What about Revolut or ByteDance? You ain't say.
Who?
Revolut or ByteDance. What do you feel about them?
Well, you know, ByteDance is TikTok.
Yeah.
So I think they already jammed up in, like, they giving Meta a hard time right now because all the money he's spending. Like, I don't know, like, and none of the social medias run like that except for Meta, but they not doing good right now. Google does amazing, but it's not just because of YouTube revenue. They do so many other things well. Snap don't be doing good like that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if I'm heavy on a social media. Pinterest don't really do good.
I'm about to
like
say,
that.
plus that's all they got is the TikTok, right? I mean,
No, they got other stuff.
Oh,
They
okay.
just the parent company. I think SpaceX because it's gonna lead the way. I think Anthropic because so many other companies lock in with that. And I think Canva would be a sleeper. I think Canva would be a sleeper. Let's go a little further. All right, so Goldman Sachs put their picks out for the year. Last year, their picks outperformed the S&P by 6%, 5.5 to 6%. So here was their picks for this year. The NASDAQ, Allstate, Meta, StubHub, Robinhood, Contour, Teradyne, I like Teradyne, First Solar, United Health Group, Arista, that's ANET, and Sands, Las Vegas Sands. Man, you made me lose a train of thought. Damn. Ticker symbol TER for Teradyne. Get off the top of my head. I had Allstate before in the
previous
Freedom Fund.
Yeah.
StubHub, that's an interesting one. Robinhood, I'm not mad at it. The new investors gonna always run a Robinhood. They had a great earnings call for Q4, Q3, Q4, whatever it was. I don't understand why they knocking them off like that. First Solar, I don't know how I feel about that. United Health Group, I don't know what they see right there. Arista Networks, ANET, that was my dog. Las Vegas Sands, you can't never go wrong with gambling. Let's go a little further. All right, so Scott Bessent called for lower rates to boost growth. Scott Bessent calls for lower rates to boost growth. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent pressed the administration's desire for lower interest rates, saying they are the key to future economic growth. In a speech he would deliver before the Economic Club in Minnesota, Bessent backed Donald Trump's economic agenda and said easier monetary policy will help pave the way for gains ahead. Now, I'm going to say something for y'all, bro. First of all, they got an issue with Minnesota. I listened to that speech today he did, bro. Bro, he was on Minnesota hard. So when I said you can never go wrong with gambling, meaning that's baked in money. It's free money. They upcharge you for everything. It's not just a casino. It's a hotel. It's everything is up, like the money they make from, that's what I mean by you can never go wrong with gambling. I don't gamble. So you got to think about a couple things in this situation. Now, everybody says that you got to think about some of the things that they said going into this year. So here's the things that you got to account for that's lined up. One, you got QE happening. Now, it might not happen it might not happen as much under Powell as interest rates like they can for, but they still printing money. Like, that's going to happen. Then you got to think about it. The big, beautiful bill goes into effect this year. So you get more tax. So first of all, a lot of companies didn't update their policy for y'all. And so a lot of people going to get a bigger income tax check than they think they're going to get. And the reason being is because you were getting taxed the same way. You were getting taxed the same way. And so because of that, your taxes, you're going to get a bigger return. And they thinking it's up to like $1,000 to $1,500 more per person. That's your money already, but you're going to get it back when you get taxed. And then you get the big, beautiful bill things that's coming in. So no tax on tips and all of that. And then you get into quantitative easing. And then toward probably May, June, when you get the new Fed in, who's probably going to be biased toward Trump, was what they... So that's where the growth coming from. That's where the growth gonna come from. Now, the thing about that is, there's a lot of things going into effect, and I want to talk about the trade deficit tonight for a second too. But there's a lot of things that's gonna go in there, so I'm not mad at seeing that. And I'll be real, I've been listening to a lot of economists. Like, they got some of them saying 78. What our number was for the year, Jose? 76, right? 76. They got people saying 8,000. Let's go to our next room. This guy here, man. President Donald Trump announced that the U.S. will impose a 25% tariff on any country doing business with Iran, escalating pressure as Iran faces its largest protests in years. The move targets nations that buy Iranian oil and has already drawn back pushback from China, while Japan and Korea say they're watching closely U.S. News and World Report with Iran trading with 147 global partners as of 2022. The proposal could have wide range effects, even as questions remain about its legal basis and its Trump's broader tariff strategy scrutiny. Now, before we even get into that, remember, tomorrow, Supreme Court will judge if the Trump tariffs are legal or illegal. Now, while most people think they're going to say they're illegal, I say they're going to come up with a mixed review.
Yep. You got them boys sitting in that room. They already went through all the paperwork, all the legal. They like, hey, run it. I said, they gonna be like, hey, run it. His boys already looked through it. You could do it. I want to see what they're gonna say though.
So that's what I was listening for today in his thing. I think that they'll give you a mixture. I'm gonna tell you why. Now, people ain't gonna like what I'm about to say.
It's been a spicy episode anyway.
You know, I just say what I gotta say.
Keep the party going.
The one thing you gotta say about this dude, we was talking about on the Patreon today. That's why I love the Patreon, bro, because like we can have conversations in there and like nobody is like, they understand we playing the money game. And I think we've done a great job. Let me just say this. I think we have done a great job in the Patreon to get our feelings out the way and play the money game. Right? So when we be talking in there, he don't wash the apple, he just get the label. I did wash the damn apple, man. I washed the apple with water. I just kept the label on. God damn, y'all notice everything. How you ain't notice me wash the damn apple? God damn.
It's the cameras. They're crispy.
Huh?
I said it's the crispy cameras.
Yeah, I did wash the damn apple. I just kept the damn label on. God damn. I be paying attention to everything. You wanna know what? Anyway, man. Shit that don't even make sense. So what if I ate the apple without me washing it? Which I did. So what? I drank hosepipe water when I grew up. So what? My immune system built for that. I dropped my candy on the floor and picked it up and ate it. Yes, that was me. That was me.
With the hair on it.
5-second rule. That was me. Yes, I dropped my frozen cup, took that part off, kept eating it. Yes, that was me. Yes, a fly flew on my food before. I do this when I was young. I still ate it. Yes, that was me. So what? So what? So what? He got the sticker on the apple. So what? He gonna catch cancer because the sticker on the apple. Shut up, man. Shut up, man. It's crazy, bro. You drinking water out of a plastic bottle. The hell? Anyway, some of the conversations I like to have in the Patreon group are so dope, bro, because, you know, man, like, I think, I will say this, and I'm not saying this as they copying me. I'm saying this as, once you start realizing that, bro, like, I gotta get my emotion out the game so I can play the game how I go. Like, and that's when we start, like, cause I'm like, hey, bro, like, this not a, like, I don't care if you're Republican or Democrat, we here to make bread, yo. And I let everybody know. I respect everybody's political beliefs because it ain't for me to judge nobody and their political beliefs. My goal is how we get the money. And so I told him something on the Patreon today. I say, bro, one thing we got to realize is, bro, like, this dude has figured out a way to rule with fear. Come on, God, man, dirt don't hurt. That's a fact. See, bro, I've never seen nothing like this, but people don't want to be on his bad side. I've never seen it. I haven't seen it with George Bush. I didn't see it with Biden. I didn't see it with, I think people, but they ran the game different. Biden was more chill. Barack had the charisma. Clinton had the, whatever. Bush was just about, hey, you did it to my daddy. I'm here to go to war. I ain't here for nothing else. Right? Reagan ruled with a little, you know what I'm saying? But he done figured out this game to rule with fear, bro. And I just don't think people want to go against him. And I'm gonna be honest, I be asking myself, like, what did he do to get that? Like, what did he do to make people, grown men, like, don't want, like, go against him? That's why I say Reagan was like, yeah. That's why I say Reagan, yeah. You know what I'm saying? So and he mentioned Reagan today. We said it down the thing. He said today, Nancy Reagan, just say no. Y'all remember Nancy Reagan? You remember Nancy Reagan? But I think they'll find a way to, and I could be wrong. I think they'll find a way to say the tariffs are legal, but this part is illegal. So you're gonna give you the bulk of it, but you gotta pay something. Then they're gonna try to like help everybody. I think that's what's gonna happen. One, watch this. You the Supreme Court, but you still in America. You the Supreme Court, but you still in America. I think they're gonna find a way. I think they're gonna find a way to, like, figure that out. You heard me? Somebody said the fear come from his real estate days. I think so. Oh, because he's an oligarch. Yeah, I don't know, man. So I think that's how it's gonna be. Let me see, somebody said he's self-made and he knows. What's up, Nate? Yeah, but that's the one thing you can't, let me see, so the Supreme Court is about to set how global trade conducts. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think they want the smoke though, bro. I don't think they want him on TV every day talking about them. You know he'll do it. All right, let's go a little further, man.
What's up, Trap? Thanks for taking my call. Jose, thanks for accepting me. Don't get flushed tonight, Jose. This is Nick calling from Chi-Town. My question is, with all the political issues going on in the world, with Greenland, China, rare earths, and the new Jerome Powell situation, would it be wise for us to shorten up our plays from 3 to 4 months to 60 and 90-day plays and setting exits at 30 to 70% in profit or up to a resistance level, whichever one comes first, due to the volatility and one man being able to make a tweet or speak and sink the market? Shout out to the whole team. We trapping.
Bet on. Bet on. Bell's pulled off a crazy comeback this week, all right? Come on, man. My Bears fans at? I see y'all. I think so. I think 4 months is good, but I also think that I don't even think you have to do that. I think, watch what I'm about to say. I think you keep your stop losses like in the range we doing it, but watch this. You'll take profit changes, right? I think in this area, because we know February is typically a lower month, I think you take profit changes. I think you say to yourself, all right, like, at what point do I take profit on this play? Do I take profit, when I signal something, do I take profit, 40%, 50%? And watch this. When you take the profit, what you said is, I'm gonna let the play finance itself. Right? And so I'm cool with that. I'm okay with you saying, hey, I'm gonna take some profit here and I'm gonna let the play finance itself. You don't gotta even go for 70%. Like, if you get 40, 50% on, you can be like, hey, let me try to take profit right here. Let me sell half of it. Let the play finance itself, whatever the case may be. But just understand this, and this is the part that people gotta understand. There's a pro and a con to every way you do it, right? If you go long, you gotta be willing to sustain the short-term volatility. If you go short, let me rephrase it. if you take profit early in a trade, just know you got to be willing to say, I'm probably going to miss some of that run up on the backside. If you go long, you got to be willing to say, I might run, but it may get choppy. I may run, but it may get choppy. It's going to test my patience. So you got to be willing to say which slice of the pie that you're willing to go through. I'm okay with you saying having a hybrid. Like if I'm getting 2 contracts, I get 40 to 50%. I'm okay with you saying, Trap, I'm going to sell one. I got my bread, and I'm gonna let the play now finance itself. I'm okay with that because now what you can say is, I can just now say, if it come here, I'm gonna just get out, right? You know, every 10% it moves, or every 5-6% it moves. You say, I'm gonna go up a little bit more, and I'm gonna get out. If it go up a little, let's say it go from $60 and you took profit at 60. Once it go from 60 to 80, you say, hey, 70 is now where I get out at. All right, don't come to 70, go from 80 to 90. Now you say, hey, at 80 is now where I get out at. So you respecting that. And you gotta, and I think you move like that, I think you'll be good, family. Great question, King. Next up. Okay, Trump eyes Greenland. Pentagon says absolutely not. So reports indicate that President Donald Trump asked U.S. military leaders to draft a contingency plan involving potential U.S. control of Greenland. The idea was reportedly driven by concerns over growing Russian and Chinese influence in the Arctic and Greenland's strategic value for shipping routes and resources times India. Top Pentagon officials, including the Joint Chief of Staff, pushed back, warning the move would be unlawful without Congress and could spark major diplomatic fallout with Denmark and NATO allies. Greenland's own leaders also reject the notion, insisting that island's future is for Greenlanders to decide. You ain't got no power, man. People don't care. I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is what people don't like. Bro, out for blood, man. He out for blood, bro. Huh? It's a blood sport, bro. He out for blood, bro. Like, let me see something. Right quick. I think I could do this, Jose. I think I could do this. Let me see something. I want to try to draw this right quick.
What you pulling up?
See something. It ain't on here. It's on my computer at home. Damn. Let me see. Freeform. No, it's on my computer at home. I thought it was on here. So, I want you to understand something. I've said this a million times. People don't hear me when I say it, and that's cool. Like, you are watching. So watch this. We finally get to see countries position themselves for the next iteration of the world. So when I say we, meaning, how old are you, cuz? 50? How old were you when the dot-com bubble was at its peak? 2000s. 27, so he was in the age of that. I wasn't in the age of that. So the reason I asked you for a reason. If you under 40, if you under 45, you don't know. You didn't see Apple position itself. You didn't see Amazon position itself. You didn't see Google position itself. You didn't see Microsoft get repositioned. You didn't see Netflix reposition. You wasn't paying attention to it. You was outside ripping and running, doing all kind of other stuff. When you didn't realize that Blockbuster fell off till way later, and you didn't realize Netflix was taking over because you was still going to the red box. You ain't pay attention to it. You know what I'm saying? And so there's people before that didn't realize the Industrial Revolution being positioned. You didn't realize, the Carnegies you ain't see it till they don't like, damn, they positioning themselves, right? The world has to go through the positions of power. We are old enough now, like our kids and the teenagers, they don't know the world being positioned for power right now, but we see it. right? So we of the age where we see, oh, this is power positioning happening right now, right? And the only reason most of us see it is because we trying to make money in the market. I can promise you that 80% of the people in America are oblivious to what's going on. All they know is when Trump come on TV, they're like, but they don't care. They oblivious. I can almost promise you that they are oblivious to what's going on. You understand it because you watching the news and you trying to make money in the market. That's why you paying attention to it. We are right now seeing the world get positioned for power. We thought about it before. Yep, we got this going on. We got that going on. But the AI has escalated who wants to be in the front. And so now you got to start playing a game of, we going to take it. That's how power happens. And everybody saying America, 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 America. Bruh, Russia on some power crap too. Because that's what they're trying to say to them people over there in Ukraine. We going to take it. They losing, but the whole goal of, we going to take it. Guess what China gonna do to Taiwan? Guess what he's saying for New Year's? You coming over here one way or another. We going to take it. That's power. That ain't, listen, you don't conquer something friendly. You do it by force. And so you're like, oh man, that ain't fair. That ain't fair. Fair ain't never had nothing to do with it. If you think for a second that China you think China just putting warcrafts around Taiwan because they think it's cool? No, bro, I'm tired of playing with y'all. You coming here. You're going to be a part of China one way or other. Russia telling you, that's what they're telling Ukraine. Stop playing with me, bro. Like, people been fighting for 4 years. People been fighting for bro, thousands of people are dying because, bro, like, bro, we gonna take it. We gonna wear them out. And you're like, no, bro, we losing soldiers. Like, bro, I don't care. That's how you take stuff, bro, by power. So you're like, bro, just like, hey, y'all won't, bro, that's why he keeps saying stuff like, bro, I don't really like NATO anyway. Because, watch this, of course, China. And why you think they putting more stuff out there? Because they know for a fact. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something that I'm gonna tell y'all something that people don't like to say. Y'all can think that the American military ain't the best in the game if you want. You got another thought coming. Now, yep, China got a whole bunch of people, but guess what, man? I'm gonna tell you something I learned a long time ago. War ain't never just been about numbers. And you can go ask any person that war ain't never been just about numbers. War ain't never been just about numbers, fam. And you can go look up all the war you won't look at, bro. If you can think America ain't got the best military in the game, I promise you, you are sadly mistaken. Answer this question. When the last time you woke up and thought about a bomb dropping on your head? And you know they out here making, especially with him in office. Especially with him in office. Man, I know all about China Army. I'm talking about when you put that military force all together, I promise you, bro, when it comes to Navy, when it comes to air, bro, nothing ain't met. The American military is best top notch, bro. I don't care what nobody got. And you can go chat GPT it, you can go Google it, you can go you can go to China and look at it, you can go to London and look at it, because you might say to America, because you know how y'all is, oh, that's in America, it's biased. So you can go pull up chat GPT in China and ask it that. Go pull up chat GPT in China, go pull up chat GPT in London, go look up chat GPT in Brazil, and go over there and say, hey, who got the best military in the game right now? Just all around. Everybody got their sweet spot, but it's going to tell you overall, America. I don't care about no China numbers. I don't care. You think about numbers. I'm talking about war. I'm talking about strategy. I'm talking about weapons. What do you think who you think make most of the aircrafts in the world? Who you think make them? It's a company called Boeing. Go do that. Why you think we spend so much money? Nah. I'm gonna tell you something. One thing a colonizer know how to do is colonize. And they spend a lot of money to make sure they be real good at colonizing. I ain't never see, y'all keep thinking I'm saying that they trash. I'm not saying China ain't got, yeah, they got some shit. Yes, they do. You better have some shit. But I'm saying this to say this about Greenland. So Greenland gonna be one of them situations, bro, as long as bro in office, he gonna figure that out. He gonna find out a way to go do something. He gonna start doing something. Mark my word on this dude, bro. He the type of person that be saying shit and it makes sense to him. As long as it makes sense to him in his brain, mark my word. People making, come on, they talking about the Katos, the drones. Bro, this Greenland gonna be serious because now you talking about who control, this the type of stuff that cause wars. Who control, think about it, China controls 60 to 70% of all processing with mineral rights, rare earth minerals. They just put silver on a rare earth mineral list because it now makes it like that. So now they can protect it like that. Now they got 44 countries that can deal with it. So they got that. That's why they're making the restrictions on it. So now America like, oh, all right, bet. And you can't just get silver. Silver's a byproduct of a lot of other stuff. So now when you talk about Greenland, you talking about somebody that's dead center. Shortest trade routes to everywhere you gotta go at. Shortest trade routes to everywhere you gotta go at. Somebody gotta say, this me. You know he told Denmark? Shut up. You can't protect nobody. We gonna call NATO. Guess what he said? We don't like NATO anyway. He came on TV and said, we pay the most money anyway. We don't care about no NATO. What did he say? We said we are NATO. Without us, y'all, look what he said. Without us, y'all ain't nothing anyway. Nah, whether it's truth or not, somebody gotta be able to have peace, but he don't want peace. Watch this. I'm gonna say this, we're gonna move on. Watch this. You only get peace after power has been stored, has been taken. They slept on that one, Jose. You only get peace after power has been taken. That's when you get peace. Yeah, he told Denmark, shut up. They were like, we gonna do, like, man, shut up. We ain't gonna do nothing. You can't protect nobody. He said, you know what they did? They added more dogs. That's what he said. He said Denmark said they're gonna have some more protection. You know what they did? They added more dogs. Yep, they added more dogs. I said, this guy here, man. Let's go a little further. Let's go a little further, man. Trap of the week, man. So this week, our trap of the week is Lewis Hayden. Lewis Hayden. Shout out to the king, man. All right, so Lewis Hayden born December 2nd, 1811 to April 7th, 1889, escaped slavery in Kentucky with his family and reached Canada. You know how they know that? I didn't know that 70% of Canadians live in the bottom part of Canada. I didn't know that. That they don't even live. I didn't know that. I saw that on something I was watching. I'm about
to say we talked about it on here.
Like 70% of Canadians live in the, and I didn't know that. Like there's a part of Canada like you can see from Michigan. Like they say there's part of Canada that's like damn near like in the United States.
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know that. So I learned that. So anyway, escaped their family and reached Canada. He established a school for African Americans before moving to Boston, Massachusetts. There he became an abolitionist, lecturer, businessman, and politician before the American Civil War. And his wife, Harriet Hayden, aided numerous fugitive slaves on the Underground Railroad, often sheltering them at their house. Hayden was elected in 1873 as Republican representative from Boston to Massachusetts state legislature. He helped found numerous black lodges of Freemasons located on the north side of Beacon Hill. The Lewis and Harriet Hayden House has been designated a National Historic Site at the Black Heritage Trail in Boston. Let's go.
Lewis Hayden and his wife Harriet escaped from slavery in Kentucky in the 1830s. They came to Boston and they moved into this house on Phillip Street. Hayden had a used clothing business. In fact, his used clothing store was the second largest black-owned business in Boston. And their house and their store became a centerpiece for the Underground Railroad. After 1850, when it became more difficult for fugitives to live safely in Boston, this would be a station from which fugitives would be skirted out to Canada. In 1853, Harriet Beecher Stowe visited the house. She had written Uncle Tom's Cabin a year before, but this was her first real encounter with actual fugitive slaves. She said there were 13 staying here at the Hayden house at the time she visited. Now, after 1850, when fugitive slave hunters would come through Boston, they knew this was a place to come to find fugitives. Hayden and his wife planted barrels of gunpowder underneath these steps, and they would come to the door with a lighted torch. And they would tell whomever was standing on the steps that you have 10 seconds either to get off of the steps or I'm going to drop the torch, which would have blown up the entire house. That was usually enough to dissuade the fugitive slave catchers. After the war, Hayden became a messenger to the Massachusetts Secretary of State. His wife left a fund to educate black doctors at Harvard Medical School. One of their sons died fighting in the Civil War. Hayden said that he had two children who had died in the Free States, and their graves, he said, were a sweet consolation to him. They had two other children, born into slavery, sold away. They never knew where they were. Slavery, powerful institution here in Boston. Hayden and his wife are part of the Vigilance Committee that will help fugitives escape from it.
Hey, imagine telling somebody, hey, if you don't get from my door, I'm gonna just blow everything up. If you don't get from my door, if you don't get from in front of my door, bro, I'm about to blow it up. I'm gonna blow it up. All right, let's go a little further.
Jose, what's good? Trap, what's good? It's Jeff, live from Toronto, repping heavy. All right, so boom, check it. So Trap, that's my question. So I've been building my portfolio brick by brick for years now, and I've got protected profits on my core long-term holds. Like even when they pull back, I'm still up, so I'm straight. I'm in the charts every night after work, but like I'm seeing that QQQ and the big tech players, they're too costly for 6-month calls. So my question is, which sectors or pick and shovel tickers around around 30 to 130 range are you seeing that had the liquidity and showing the best accumulation phase for a 9 to 5er to run a successful, 6-month option play? I'm leaning towards XLF and XLE for what I'm seeing on the charts, especially XLE, what's going on in the world right now. But I'd much rather, tap in with the fam, Trappers Anonymous, Patreon. I'd much rather tap in and get the confirmation from you. You may even bless me in another direction, which I'm grateful for. Yeah, that's my question. And appreciate the USAR play as well. So signing off, one love.
Thought you was DMX at first.
Bruh, why you went from X to spoken word?
Yeah, I thought you was DMX
Poet
at
at
first.
the end.
So,
hold me down, baby.
I was like, oh, X in the building, you hear me? Shout out my guy, man. He always show love when he come through. Appreciate you. Bro, I wish I could come to Canada, dog. I want to go, dog.
Ain't
don't
no
wanna let me
statue or whatever.
Nah, people said, we don't want you over here. They do a background check on you. They're like, oh, no, that what you went? Ah, no, you can't come over here. We got enough of y'all over here.
Dang.
And I didn't know they be getting busy in Canada like that. They be getting busy. They be getting busy over there. They be getting busy over there. If dudes say, nah, we straight. They say, nah, don't even apply for it, bro. We letting you know right now. No. I said, when? Never. Never. See if I can get up with Drake. He want cool points with people now, so. Yeah, I can't go, bro. And then we got a couple of people in the Patreon. Wait. Oh, no, my guy, Rudy. He said his name, Jeff. So we got my guy, Rudy, in the Patreon. Rudy like, bro, I can't come. He in Canada. Rudy like, bro, I can't come to the States, I think, 2028. So I don't know what kind of games they be playing over there in Canada. He lock up the puppies. I'm about to go to like Detroit or something so I can see it from the thing, I can't go, bro.
From the shore.
From the shore. There go Canada! Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, bro. Great job in that. I think that, the sectors that we in right now, that I think are good, watch this. I think that XLF, watch this. I think COF is the sleeper. I told my Patreon, that's our next play. I think COF is a sleeper. Capital One, great play. I think COF is a sleeper. So I think you got to be mindful of the finances. I also think that industrials, financials, and I want to say defense, but they all running, bro. Like, they running. They on go. I also say go look at small cap and mid caps. You'll find some good plays up in there. But I like XLF. I think you have a good run. I think it was an overreaction, but I think you stay away from payment processors. I think you go with regional banks and you go with big banks. So you go with First Third, and this is not investment advice. This is you go with Fifth Third, Regions, Capital One. Those are the areas you go with. I think that'll be a good lick for you. Let's go a little further. I think we should have a thing. Benton, do we got a thing that's saying the hot sectors, like the sectors that's the broadening market? Do we have that? I sent that to Steve. Send that. Put that up right quick. That's going to go great with what I want to show him. Right here. So the stock rally has broadened out. The performance year to date. Look at this. Materials, Russell 2000, industrials, Dow transporters, consumer discretionary, energy, and consumer staples. Okay. I'm going to give you, I'm going to give y'all 2 minutes to screenshot that.
Had them panicking.
There you go. Now, the reason why this is important, right? The reason why this is important because think about this. We only the second week into the new year, and we got companies in these areas that's past all-time highs already, hit 52-week highs already. Right? So I always tell my people, so like we made the app Love and Play today. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't go heavy in that play. And I told him in the chat, in the group, I said, listen, I'm gonna make this play with app loving, but tech is not the theme that's rewarding, but this one is in a good space. Like it's curling up, because watch this. The only thing tech rewarding right now is, especially from a chip space, Google, Google, MU, ASML, KLAC, Google, MU, ASML, KLAC, AMAT, Google, MU, ASML, KLAC, AMAT. That's what they're rewarding right now. It's not rewarding TSM. And they got earnings Thursday. And TSM. Who? TSM. Yeah. That's what they reward. Intel, which was a sleeper for me. Not for me, meaning that one caught me off guard. So that's what they're rewarding. Right? Now, App Loving has been moving, it turned up. I'm like, oh, I see it gaining momentum. But if you're trying to go get everybody else, it's like, nah, we straight. They like, we straight. They like, we straight. And what happened is and I've said this, they've broadened out the market. That's why I put that out, broadened out. So it's not like, hey, we going here, we going here, we going here, we going here, we going here. So when you talking about these companies, I'm talking about big tech. You talking small tech. None of those are big tech companies that you naming. Let me see something. Man, AMD down 2% this year, man. That market ain't rewarding AMD right now. AMD down 2%. They not being rewarded this year. Not right now. I'm just saying right now. We talking right now, the first 2 weeks of the year. AMD is down 2% year to date. That ain't no reward. So now you can't go that a lot of them is top. You can't chase them. I'm not about to chase them because they already there. I'm not about to go after that. So what happens is you now have and that's why I talked about NVIDIA. I said the market is positioning new leaders. The market putting new leaders in place. And so what you can't do is say, I'm stuck on this. No, they not doing that. They say this is what we going at. And you gotta say, hey, I'm gonna holler at you next time. You served me well, you did me well, I made my bread. I'm over here now. I'm in materials, I'm in the Russell. I've been saying small and mid cap since Q4. Industrials, Dow Transports, consumer discretionary, energy. That's why I keep loading up on GEV. Let's go a little further. All right. Stanley Druckenmiller lost $600 million shorting the internet stocks in 1999. Being early is the same as being wrong. I'm going to say this again. Being early is the same as being wrong. I want y'all to see this video. This is important to me. First of all, I want to say something to you. Stanley Druckenmiller is one of the greatest traders of all time. Look at this. He lost $600 million.
Our shorts have been fine this year, except my index shorts, which have been a disaster. But we always short the same way. I just try and look at the current situation, and then I try and think of a situation 12 to 18 months from now based on my forecasts. And I think if I think the security prices are going to be less, then I short them. Frankly, I'm not sure I've ever made money. When I was at Soros, I shorted $200 million worth of internet stocks in March of '99, and in 3 weeks covered them at a $600 million loss. I lost $600 million on a $200 million investment in 3 weeks. I was short 12 stocks. They all went bankrupt, every one of them.
That's tough. Woo! That's tough. That's tough. That's tough. Somebody said, oh, COF is down 5%. That's why I ain't getting in it yet. It got to hit a price way up top for us to get in it. I put my team on it. Yeah, that's why we ain't in it yet. That's exactly why we ain't in it, and we just looking at it. But it also dropped 5% based on what happened just now. If you go look at it, from January the 8th, January the 9th, January the 10th, January the 11th, January the 9th, it was up 5%. It fell on the news about the 10%. It was up 5%. So you got to do all that research. But think about that. Think about somebody like Stanley Druckenmiller, who is known as one of the greats of all time, who was on a team with George Soros, who also put the Bank of England out of business, almost. Imagine losing $600 million in 2 weeks. This is what I be saying by you can't avoid the losses. They happen. It ain't about if, it's when. It ain't about if, it's when. And he said, bro, it sounded like he went through depression. Bro, what would you go through if you lost $600 million? And watch this. Only for them to go bankrupt afterwards. So I lose the $600 million. I was right, but I was wrong. Oh. Trade trauma. I was early. So when people always be talking about what his name is, Michael Burry, how many of you willing to sit in a trade for 18 months losing money, bleeding out? He bled out for 18 months. That's, bruh. 2 weeks of bleeding, I'd be like, bruh, what is you doing? 18 months of bleeding out? You got to think about this one or two ways, bro. Either he was, watch this, either he was egotistical and his ego kept him in that trade. But what people don't know is he had to be, because people don't know it, he locked people in the trade. Michael Burry had to lock people in that trade. Because if one person would have sold, if you'd allow one person to sell, it would have bankrupted the company. That's the part that people don't know. If he would have allowed one person to sell, so he had to send out a letter and lock everybody in. So people looking at their accounts for full 18 months like, bruh. You either greedy or you're a genius, one of the two. But here's what Stanley said. Even being wrong, you early, you wrong. But I wanted to put that out there, and I put that out there because I wanted people to know that, like, of course, I'm not saying anybody take no $600 million loss, but you can't time the market. The market gonna go against you sometime. You gotta be willing to say, hey, let me cut it. I'm gonna go about my business, preserve my capital, going a little further, bro. Like, that was the reason why I did it. That's why they say they're gonna call it crazy until it works. 100%. I've been there 1,000,000 times. Trust me. And guess what they tell you when it worked? You were lucky. You know, they love to throw that word out there to you. Oh, man, you were lucky. So, let's go. Somebody says $600 million loss is carelessness, man. I don't know. I ain't never made $600 million. I ain't calling nobody nothing lost because I ain't never made it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never lost $600 million. I ain't never had $600 million. So who am I to judge? Watch this. I don't have the expertise in that area to say he careless. What I do know is he's one of the greatest investors, traders of all time. Same thing with Bill Ackman, he lost $400 million on Netflix, came back and made what? 2.2 billion off of 20 million or 200 million, something like that. I don't have the expertise. So I'm not mad at you saying that, but I don't have the expertise to tell somebody who is one of the greatest of all time, who lost 600 million in 1999, who's quadrupled that till date. I don't have the expertise to tell him he careless. These guys are super smart, but they have massive losses, ego. I don't know. Every loss ain't about ego. Every loss ain't about ego. Sometimes it just go another way on you. And when you got, watch this. Watch this. Sometimes and we all know this. Sometimes, bro, that shit can happen so fast, you won't be in position to. It just happens so fast. You don't know how that trade made up. So for you to make that assumption just from seeing the number, that shows your inadequacy. You feel what I'm saying? Like, cause if that's the case, if you lose $1,000 on a trade, you got ego. Depending on where you at in your career. If all you got is $2,000, you lost $1,000 on a trade, I can say, bro, that's ego. I can say that's ego. Right? That's the problem. We too easy to, cause we know a little bit about trade. And I can say that because if you ain't been trading 40 years, you ain't even scratched the surface. You ain't scratched the surface yet. In order to lose 600 million and not even trip on it, you know how big that account is? He ain't get fired. He ain't get fired. He ain't get fired. You feel me? So we be quick to say, oh, this is now, this is that. It's ego in a way, man. My returns ain't compared to his returns. So I don't got the experience to call somebody like that egotistical. Who am I? All right. Apple is teaming up with Google in a multi-year deal that brings Gemini and Google Cloud into Apple's AI stack, powering the future Apple Foundation models, and a long overdue Siri overhaul. The AI will stand run on Apple's devices in its private cloud. But the partnership signals Apple's leaning on Google's renewed AI momentum. Didn't I say that? While keeping ChatGPT for tougher queries, with pressure mounting for Apple to deliver real AI features, and Google Stack Cloud wins the balance of power and big tech. Apple and Google just got an amazing relationship. And they say most of them would have ate the shells. Right? Let's go. I just think it, man. So Apple called dumps Goldman Sachs, but that's wrong in a way because Goldman dumped them. So JP Morgan Chase's report is set to take over the Apple Card program from Goldman Sachs. Goldman been let that go, becoming a new issuer for a portfolio of about $20 billion in balances. The world that will further strengthen JP Morgan's credit card business under CEO Jamie Dimon, with gradual transactions planned for existing and new customers. JP Morgan is also expected to launch a new Apple-branded savings account. While Goldman Ex's partnership originally launched with Apple in 2019, it continues to scale back its consumer banking ambitions. You know why? Because Goldman said we too broke for them. It's just realistically. It's like a Bentley trying to sell a Toyota. Nothing against nobody. I'm going to say it's like a Bentley trying to sell a Cadillac. It's like, nah, bro, I'm good. Like that wasn't, once they realized everything, and I'm about to say something, this not even talk, because I'm in this class of people. Like, I'm not in the Goldman Sachs class of people. That ain't my class. I still bank with JP Morgan. Watch this. Once you start dealing with a certain level of people, customers, you don't want to deal with a certain level of customers because you start to realize they give you too much drama. Goldman Sachs deal with CEOs, they deal with investment bankers, they deal with big dogs. They like, bro, I don't got time to be talking to nobody about overdraft. I don't got time to be talking about it. They buying something and then charging it back? What? You charge it back $2,000? Man, get me off this car. JP Morgan got the system set up for that. They know how to deal with that. Goldman Sachs got people, man, I got my people doing IPOs, they underwriting, we investment big in 100. I mean, you see, I was a former banker at Goldman Sachs. It's just it wasn't a brand alignment right there. Now, if you'd have told me Goldman Sachs and American Express, I'd have been like, I see what you're doing. When you say Goldman Sachs and what? Apple? Oh, man, that ain't gonna work. That didn't last. It didn't last. It didn't last. Now, again, if you told me Goldman Sachs and even if you would have said Goldman Sachs and MasterCard, I'd have been like, I don't know how I feel about that. If you'd have said Goldman Sachs and American Express, I'd have been like, ooh, I see it. That's on brand. Goldman Sachs and Apple? That ain't gonna work. Let's go a little further, man. What we got? All right. This one was good. So Eli Lilly teams up with NVIDIA. NVIDIA and Eli Lilly just announced two companies will invest up to $1 billion for a new AI co-innovation lab focused on applying AI to tackle some of the most enduring challenges in pharmaceutical industry. That's going to be good. That's going to be good. That's going to be a good team up. When you start putting, innovation into stuff like that, I like how that look. I think that's this is a partnership that I'm not mad at. This is a partnership that I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad. I will say this. I think NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang is doing a great job at selling the world on AI and what he's doing. I just think Google gonna pass them up. I could be wrong. Y'all gonna, man, you don't know what the fuck you talking about, child. You could be right. But I think at some point in this year, I think Google passes NVIDIA up. I think some point in this year, Google passes NVIDIA up. I think that. Let's go a little further. All right, retail arms rates, Walmart and Amazon gets an upgrade. Walmart and Google announced today a new partnership. Look at that. That will let shoppers use Google's artificial intelligence assistant, Gemini. Come on, man. To easily discover and buy products from the retail giant and its warehouse club and Sam's Club. Amazon's latest store concept is a Walmart-style supercenter. Google has also partnered with Shopify, Etsy, Wayfair, and Target. I'm telling you, Google coming for the crown. Google coming for the crown. Google coming for the crown. Let's go a little further, man. All right, UPS hires robots to do the heavy lifting. UPS accelerating its $9 billion automation push to deploy hundreds of AI-powered bots to unload trucks at one of the toughest, most labor-intensive jobs in logistics. The spotlight is now on Pickle Robot Co., a Massachusetts startup whose mobile robotic arms can roll into shipping containers, suction up to 50-pound boxes, and feed them onto conveyor belts. The company has raised about $97 million and is quickly becoming a key player in UPS modernization strategy. Now they taking the load and unloading jobs. This is a job at one point. I did that before. Load and unload truck. Huh? That's a lot of jobs. Taking the stuff off the truck? Come on, that's bread and butter. Back brace, man. People put the back brace on, man. Gone. Y'all get hurt too much? Y'all won't? I'm straight. Now they gonna put the robots on the truck. Damn. Nobody ain't safe, bro. Huh? Yeah, when they put the arm on a garbage truck. You still need them hoppers, though. Let's go a little further. Meta buys a city worth of nuclear energy. So Meta just bought enough nuclear energy to power a city of 5 million homes. The agreement totals more than 6 gigawatts and makes Meta the biggest buyer of nuclear power among its hyperscaler peers. Sam Altman-backed Okolo rises after the announcement of its power deal with Meta. Bro, I'm gonna be real with you. The market, I'm gonna be real with you. Nah. I'm a Meta fan. I rock with Mark. Mark, you spending too much money, bro. You spending too much money, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. You spending too much money, bro. The people don't like all the money that you spending, Mark. You spending too much money, bro. Somebody say hoppers is crazy. That's what it's called, man. That's what they call hoppers. Ain't it? That's I tell you, I did that. I did that before. I was a hopper. You gotta have some good energy when you're a hopper, cuz. Mark, you spending too much money, bro. The people need you to slow down, bro. You spending too much money and nah, bro. Like, you tripping, bro. Like, stop spending so much money, dog. Like, on the real. Like, you tripping right now. All right, let's go a little further, man. Now, this is good. The first-time homeowners are now 40 years old. This just got a sec. Listen to this, bro. The median age of first-time home buyers has hit 40, up from 28 in 1991, reflecting how affordability has pushed home ownership further out of reach. Young adults are struggling with student debt, high living costs, and steep rents to make saving nearly impossible. While limiting affordable inventory keeps many locked out of the market, the National Association of Realtors says that these pressures are delaying the jump into home ownership more and more before. Remember, we talked about this before. Renting is, for the first time ever, it's cheaper to rent. It's cheaper to rent. And the way they have positioned home ownership as the American staple to wealth, they got to figure this out. Now, I will say this, you know, y'all president has purchased billions of dollars of mortgage-backed bonds to help housing prices go down. That was a cool move right there. But, you know, he gonna get paid for that. You know, he gonna get a lot of money for that. So he did buy that, and he did tell, you know, he trying to tell BlackRock and them, hey, y'all gotta stop buying all them houses. Now, I've watched a lot of realtor people online. A lot of people say it's good. A lot of people say it's bad. I don't really know. I'm not in the real estate world like that, you know. Not like that. I would think it would be a good thing if you tell, but I'm on the outside looking, and I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to even make a. I don't have a dog in that fight. But I do know a while back when people found out that BlackRock was buying so much real estate, everybody was complaining about it. Like, bro, y'all buying whole neighborhoods. They was complaining about it. So now, you know, you got a president that's saying, hey, I'm about to stop them from buying whole neighborhoods. And now you hear people saying, no, that's bad. So I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what to think. I've heard both sides of the spectrum, and I'm like, both, you know when both sides make sense? Like yeah, that makes sense. I see what you're saying. Oh, that makes sense. You see what you're saying right there. So I don't really know how that worked, but I do know that for you to, you know, for 40 being up, and I think I bought my first house when I was 40. I'm 43. I bought my first house when I was 40. So I'm right on brand. I'm right on brand. God damn. I'm right on brand. So let's go a little further. Trump calls for, now this, Trump calls for 1 year 10% cap on credit card interest rate. This is why JP Morgan first fell, then Ernest made it hit a little deeper because their investment banking part didn't do good. This is why the banks fell that had credit cards, Capital One being one of them. Capital One fell heavy. Please be informed that we will no longer, this was a tweet, Please be informed that we will no longer let the American public be ripped off by credit card companies that are charging interest rates of 20 to 30%. And even more, which festered unimpeded during the sleepy during the Sleepy Joe Biden administration affordability. That's what he said today. Affordability. He said the Democrats always talking about affordability. But it's really unaffordability. That's what he said today. Oh, man. Effective January 20, 2026, I, as President of the United States, am calling for a one-year cap on credit card interest rates of 10%. Coincidentally, the January 20 date will coincide with the one-year anniversary of the historic and very successful. I want to see this happen. Affordability. The Democrats keep saying affordability. Affordability. So I want to see how this works.
I'm about to say they're going retro.
He called a man Sleepy Joe Biden, Crooked Joe Biden, Dumb Joe Biden. He called a man everything but the child of God, bro. Nah, but what he's saying is moving forward. He's saying moving forward, like 10 years, 10%. I ain't gonna lie, some of them credit cards is outrageous, bro. 20%, 25%, 30%.
The little sneak joints they be putting on there too?
Huh?
The little sneak joints they be putting on there?
Man. So, that's crazy. So, that's that. Before I go, I want to talk about something today. Before I go, I want to say this. So earlier today, we talked about the trade deficit numbers. And I said something like, bro, a lot of people don't really know what the trade deficit is. And so I want to break this down for you so you exactly know what this is. First thing you got to understand is this. What are imports and what are exports? So the first thing is exports. So exports are goods and services. Now, watch when I say this because I want y'all to really pay attention to when I say this. Right? So exports, no, first I'm start with imports. So imports are things that we buy from other countries. Right? So if there's goods and services we buy from China, like iPhones, that's imports, right? Exports are things that we sell to other countries, right? So if you got to understand what that is. So a trade deficit is when there's an imbalance. Y'all with me right now? Y'all with me right now? Talk to me in the chat. Y'all with me right now? So if you buy more from other countries than what other countries buy from you, that's what a trade deficit coming at. Y'all with me? Talk to me in the chat. I need to make sure y'all with me. Right? So if we buy 300 million worth of goods, but we only sell 200 million worth of goods, then we have a $100 million trade deficit. Does that make sense to everybody? I want y'all, and I'm saying that because I want y'all to understand how this works. And I wrote some stuff down that I really wrote down for y'all, right? That I want y'all to make sure of. So one, you got to understand what the trade deficit is. So people are like, oh, I was looking at the people on my Instagram. I'm like, you know what's crazy? Like, they don't even know what a trade deficit is. They're like, oh man, because the news came out today that the trade deficit shrinked from, I think, 130 something million down to 29 or something like that. And people are like, man, them fake numbers. And I'm like, do you know what a trade deficit is? Right? And second of all, do you know how the trade deficit gets impacted? So here's some things that impacted the deficit. So because of tariffs, one of the ways that trade deficit can be impacted heavy is because consumer spending slowed down. Question, do you think consumer spending slowed down? Right? Do you think consumer spending slowed down? So consumer spending did slow down a bit. This is one of the things we hear. That's why these reports come out. CPI, PPI, Consumer Price Index. That tells us that, yes, consumer spending has slowed down a bit. Well, if consumer spending slows down, so watch this. Once you see, here's some of the things that can affect it, y'all. consumer spending slows down, inflation squeezes spending, supply chain shifts, tariff and trade restrictions increase. Do you not think that happened within the last year? You feel me? So all of that then can affect GDP. All of that can then be priced in. So the next thing is we got to ask ourselves, the trade deficit can also affect the US dollar. Let me ask you a question. Do you not see the dollar losing value? Yes, you can. You saw the dollar lose 10% last year, and the dollar is consistently falling right now. Somebody say, I don't know what the data say. Go look up previous data. All you got to go to is forexfactory.com. It'll have all the data points on it. All you got to do is read. That's the dope part about this game. If you want to learn anything, stop just relying on people on social media to tell you. Go to forexfactory.com. It'll have all the data you need. You can go read CPI data from the last 20 years. You can go read PPI data from the last 20 years. You can read consumer price index. You can read consumer sentiment. And all you got to do is say, let me just read the 2025 data going into 2026, and it'll show it to you right there. So all of that can start affecting now. So now this is how now once you start having tariffs in place, tariff revenue coming in place, things start getting a little restrictive. Now companies not ordering as much no more. Bingo. People just sitting on inventory because people see consumer spending is slowing down. So I'm not about to watch this. When you see stuff slowing down as a business owner, you start saying, I'm not about to buy all that stuff. You feel me? So now, this is how you start getting the deficit starting to look like that. Tariffs in place, supply chain restrictions. Everybody know we got supply chain restrictions. That's happening right now in real time in front of our face. What was the Forex factory? So this is how you start looking at, oh, now that makes sense. But because they got Trump name on it, everybody just get emotionally triggered, which I did on purpose. So if you really gonna be in this game and really playing this game the way it gotta go at, what you gotta start doing is, I promise y'all, and I'm gonna leave with this, we're gonna end the show on this tonight. Here's what you gotta do, y'all. You gotta, after you make your vote, Nettie, what's good, Queen? After you make your vote, you have done your civic duty. You voted with your wallet, you voted with your morale, you voted with who you think gonna do best. After that, get back to the money. Stop caring about anything. Your next goal, your goal to really build wealth, let me tell you something. I want you to understand me here when I say this. Building wealth is more so about you learning the rules to the game than it is making the money. Because watch this. You can make the money, but when you don't know the rules to the game, they're going to take the money back. And so because you don't have the right financial scope, you don't understand the loopholes and the legalities and the things you got to do. And I'm telling you this as somebody who God has blessed to be in a certain financial situation. But I'm going to be real with y'all, yo. Like, there's so much stuff I'm learning. I'm like, damn, all right, bet. Damn, all right, bet, I gotta learn this. There's so much stuff I'm learning about money and how I gotta move money around and things I gotta do, things I gotta buy, organizations I gotta start, things I gotta donate to, things I gotta position. There's so much stuff you learning, but you so emotionally triggered by who in office, you ain't giving yourself time to go learn the rules so you can navigate the game. The goal is about navigating the game. The wealth rules ain't gonna change. Only the poor rules change. The wealth rules ain't gonna change. That's called legacy rules. They not gonna touch them rules. You know why they're not gonna touch them rules? Because they're gonna put rules in place to make sure that their legacy and their legacy and their legacy can keep the wealth based on them rules. You can enhance the legacy rules, but you can't change it. But you can change the poor rules all the time. And I'm saying that because all of us have seen things happen. Who get taxed the most? Social Security, unemployment, all of these things keep going on because we don't we keep thinking, I'm gonna go to H&R Block. They working for the government too. So stop being emotional. Let the emotional people be emotional. Let them be emotional. Let them wear their feelings on their sleeve. Cause after he get out of office, but they're gonna have somebody else that they not gonna agree with. And here's what I'm gonna tell you. The thing is that they don't agree with the person, they mad with their life because they still looking for somebody to save them. And as much as people say, ain't nobody gonna save us, there's still people that's looking for somebody to save them and they just don't know how to say it. That's why they get mad. Oh, he doing this. Oh, he doing that, bruh. They gonna keep, somebody gonna come in office because you know why? It's man. It's man. It's man. So your number one goal, get right with God first. Next, get you some money. Third rule, learn how to protect your money. Because if you don't learn how to protect the money, after you get the money, you ain't nothing but a sweet lick. You a sweet lick that Uncle Sam gonna hit every time. Ask me how I know. So man, I beg y'all, stop being emotional about politics, period, man. Man, I tell somebody in a minute, bro, you won, bro, you got it. Next. I'll laugh, I'll joke, and when I see they done got all intense, man, you won, bro. It ain't even much that serious to me, bro. Like, it is what it is, fam. Ain't none of them, show me which one of them came saved us, bro. It ain't about that. I mean, which one of them saved us? Which one of them made a rule that made you better? Which one of them saved your mama? Which one of them saved your daddy? Which one of them saved your uncle? Which one of them saved your auntie? Tell me which one of them did it. Tell me which one of them ain't lied to you in your face. Tell me which one of them came to the hood and said, yeah. Which one of them came to your school and said, yep, we here for you. Probably after they got out of office and it was on their charitable run, while they was in office, which one of them came and saved you? None of them. None of them. All of them lied to you. All of them distracted you. All of them said something to you and did something else. So why are we going to war like that? Chill out. Take a breather. And go get you some money. And so, I end the show with that, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I want y'all to have a great night. If you're in a Patreon, come join the Patreon, man. If you're in Trappers Anonymous, come join Trappers Anonymous. Get your merch, get your merch, get your merch. We still got the sale on the merch? Still got the sale on the merch, get your merch. Also, go check out the Wallstreet Trapper page. Also, man, check out the downloads, man. Google, Apple, Spotify, anywhere that you love listening to podcasts. I love when y'all tag me and share. Jose love when y'all tag and share, but most importantly, we love when y'all listening to it, like Trappin' Tuesdays, the audio in the car and share. I love that. We appreciate that, man. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm out. Trap ain't no merch. We got a whole bunch of merch. We out.